Hello people, my name is Ferdy and in this video I will show you step by step how you can create a professional website using a free theme, a free page builder, and free stock images. Even when you have never created a website before, this tutorial is for you. Let me show you what we will cover in this tutorial. So this is the website we're going to create. We have a white logo with white text and a call to action, and when I scroll down, we change the header colors and we see another logo, really nice. Nice menu and a nice sub menu. And if I want to, I can adjust this header. So I can go to the customizer, go to the header. I can add some HTML. I can add social icons over here. Then I can say that the top row should have a background that is dark blue. And then I go to HTML because I want to change the link color from orange to light blue or white. And when I scroll down, it sticks with us. And if I don't want that, I can go back to the headers and decide that only this area should stick with us. Now we have this header over here, and if I scroll down, only this area sticks with us. We will create this page using the Elementor page builder, and I will show you how to create this step by step. I will also give you all the templates so you can download them, but I will show step by step how you can create this from scratch. A good looking contact form, all using free tools. Here's our footer. We can showcase our latest case studies, talk about our company, show some quick links and our recent posts. And if I click here, I go up again. And we're not just gonna create something over here. We're gonna talk a lot about how you can give a great first impression to your viewers. Don't say welcome on this website. Be really clear. This is what we will do for you. Talk more about it and then have a call to action over here or over here. So we're not just gonna create a website. We're gonna create a website that converts, that gives us new clients. And let me show you the power of Elementor. If I edit this page with Elementor, we can do so many things. I can click on this image. We can go to advanced. I close this. I go to motion effects. And I say, you know what? I want you to fade in from the right. Like that, but a little bit slower. And after a half second. If I think, hey, there is not much space over here, I can go to this area, go to advanced, and create some space over here. Pixel perfect. If I think this text is too big, I can click on it, go to the style, change the typography to 40. And if I want to, I can make it uppercase. I don't like this color, so I go to style and I change it to a blue one. When I hover over it, it shrinks, but I rather let it grow. Maybe you're like, what are you doing? Where are you going? You're going all over the place. In this tutorial, I will show you step by step how you can learn how to create pages like this and how to apply all these things that I'm showing you right now. But that's not all. What we will also do is really important. We will optimize our website for all devices. So if I click over here, I can see how it will look on the tablet. And if I don't like it, I can change it. So maybe I want to have a little bit more space from the sides. I go to advanced, and I change this to 70. Now we have more space from the side. If I don't like it, Command Z, Control Z, and it goes back to the original state and I can update it. So we will make sure everything looks great for every device. We go to the About page. I will show you how to create this from scratch, but I will also show you how you can import pages like this. So you can save yourself a lot of time, import a few pages and adjust the information. You can showcase your services and have sub-items. Those are all pages. If I go to the case studies, we can showcase what we have done for clients in the past, so visitors can get excited about what you can do for them. And you can create categories. So this was marketing, rebranding, and web design. When you click on it, we created a template that will showcase all our portfolio items or case studies like this. Text, a few images, and then we see related projects. Click over here again. And we're going to create a blog page with blog posts. And blog posts are a great way to get organic visitors to your website. So they search on Google for something, they go to your website because of your content, and then they also can get excited and maybe want to make use of your services. I click on a blog post and I will show you how to format it like this. I will show you how to create a blog post, how to create a converting blog post. And thanks to the Blocksy theme, it all looks really nice. And below the blog post, people can share this. People can read about the author, go to the social media accounts of this author, and go to the related post and leave a reply if they want to. I'll show you how to import a contact page. Then you can change the information, saving yourself a lot of time. And talking about saving time, if we go to the home page, look at this. We will set everything up in a way that we can save so much time when we want to change the colors in our website. So if I go to the customizer and I go to colors, I have my global color palette. And if I want to change one color, I can make it darker. So let's make it this color. What I will see everywhere in the website, style changes. But then I have this orange button. So I go to the orange one, can change it to something else. Green. And now everywhere I use that orange button or the orange color, it is green. I can change the second color. And in a few clicks, we can change the complete look and feel of our website. And we can choose between different color palettes. This one, for instance. That can be handy when a client of yours says, you know what, I like it, but I want to change the colors. You just can do it in a few clicks. When you follow this tutorial, you'll not only learn how to create an amazing website, but you'll also be able to start a web design agency and start making websites for others and make money with that. Another thing you can do, you can write blog posts, place advertisements on it, and then you can also start to make money. So when you learn how to make websites, a whole new world opens with opportunities for you to do things for a living. And I will talk about it in the tutorial. A few more practical things for you. When I go to fast for you, you can go to the settings of the YouTube video and change the playback speed to a slower one. Or you can click on the left arrow on your keyboard and go back 5 seconds in the video. In the description of the video, I have timestamps. So if you want to go to a certain part of the video, you can click on one of the timestamps and you go directly to that part of the video. I hope this introduction made you excited already. If you are, please like this video. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. And now let me show you the 4 steps we're going to take in order to create an amazing website. So there are 4 things we need to do. If you don't have it yet, I will show you how you can get your own domain name and web hosting, and I can give you 70% discount. After that, we will install WordPress. Then we get the Blocksy theme and the Elementor page builder. Then we will create our amazing website. If you already have a domain name and web hosting and you have already installed WordPress, I will show you on the screen right now where you need to go in order to continue with this tutorial. Now it's really time to get started. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part. If you don't have it, let's go to webhosting11.com, hit enter. You will be redirected to NameHero. In my opinion, the best web hosting provider when it comes to quality and affordable prices. And when I take a look at web hosting, of course, I take a look at speed, I take a look at the support, and I take a look at ease of use, and NameHero came out on top. And I have an exclusive discount for you of 70% if you go for the first plan. So let's take a look at the plans by clicking here, or if you feel like it, you can scroll down and here you see the 4 plans. If you just want to start and you're sure you want to go with one website, this is a great package for you. It's called the Starter Cloud. You pay $2.69 per month and you can have one website. You have 1 GB of RAM, which is more than enough. Unlimited SSD storage. You have the cPanel, which helps you to install WordPress, and a free and automated SSL. And that's what I really like. This saves you some time because automatically your website will be secure. With other web hosting providers, you need to do that manually. Here it is automatic. If you already have a website, you can migrate it for free to NameHero and you have free live speed, which makes your website even faster. Well, I can tell you the websites at NameHero are fast. That's for me the most important thing. Fast websites. I don't want to have slow websites. So if you get the Starter Cloud, you have one website and you can be assured it is blazing fast. If you think in the first year or in the first 3 years, you want to create multiple websites, then I would go with the Plus Cloud. You get 60% of discount. And you can have up to 7 websites and 2 GB of RAM, which is more than enough to have 7 websites. Again, unlimited SSD storage and all the other benefits, which you also see over here. If you want to start a web design agency, I would go with the Turbo Cloud. You can have unlimited websites. That means that you only have to buy the domain, but you can host it under your Turbo Cloud package, less than $8 per month. But this is not with SSD storage, but with NVMe storage, which is a new technology that makes your website even faster. This is already super fast, but this makes it even faster and that can be handy. So if you're planning to create a lot of websites, then this is the plan for you. And if you want to go all in, the best of the best, then you can go for the Business Cloud. So if you're starting out, I would suggest you start with the Starter Cloud or with the Plus Cloud. You can always upgrade later. So if you're sure you want to go with one website, This package is great for you if you know you want to create multiple websites in the first year or in the first 3 years. Then I would go for the Plus Cloud, but again, you can always upgrade later. So I will start with the Plus Cloud and I scroll down and I click on Order Now. Now we need to get a domain name. You can have a .com domain name or a different extension. You can also search for it. Do they have a Dutch extension, for instance? Yes, they have that. And if you buy a .com domain, your website will be live immediately. That's what I really like about Name Hero. You don't have to wait. Your website is live immediately. We don't have to take a break. So you need to search for a domain name that is available yet, of course. So you need to come up with a brand name or with your own name. For instance, my brand name is Ferdy Korpshoek. That's my name. So I can also choose FerdinandDavid.com. See if it's still available. I click on search. And if it's not, you'll see that over here. But it is available. So I will go for Ferdinand David and I click on continue. So over here we can choose our billing cycle. Do you want to go for 1 year? Then you pay $5.98 per month. For 2 years, $5.58 or $5.18. So depending on the billing cycle, you get more discount. Maybe you want to check things out. I suggest you go with 1 year, and then after the first year, you can also extend your billing cycle for another 3 years. And then again, you get discount. So I would start with 1 year, and then you don't need all this stuff. This can all be done using WordPress plugins. So I click over here on continue. And then it's really important to take ID protection. So you can check that over here. Why? Otherwise your data, your phone number, your email address will all be visible to everybody in the world and people will spam you. There are automatic bots that will send you emails about, let me create a logo or do SEO for you. You don't want that. So for just $6 per year, you can get ID protection and nobody can see your personal details. Then I click on continue and that's it. So we have the Web Hosting Plus Cloud, which normally costs $179 per year. But you get a lot of discount and we pay less than $100. And then we can have up to 7 websites in this package, which is amazing. This over here is a glitch. This is not $20. So select that and you see the price stays the same and now you see the right price. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's mandatory. You found out the Easter egg. I don't know. But I want to have this domain. I want to have this web hosting package and we can get started right away. So you see we get a lot of discount. So I'm a new user. So I will fill in my details over here. First name, last name, my email address, my phone number, my company name, the street address, my city, where I live. I live in South Holland in the Netherlands. How did you find us? Well, probably through YouTube because you're watching this tutorial. And you can have a support pin. And that can be asked from you if you go to the support via phone or live chat. And then choose 4 numbers. I have those over here. And then I want to create a password and I confirm that password. I want to pay with credit card Stripe. So I fill in my details over here. Want superhero specials? Well, I definitely would turn this on because with Black Friday, for instance, you get an amazing discount. So I would turn it on and they do not spam you. They send only emails when it really benefits you. Then you need to agree to the terms. And then we need to go to the checkout by clicking here. And when you got this through my link, you don't pay more, you get a discount and I get credit for it. So it's a win-win situation. So I click over here on checkout. This sometimes can take a moment. I will check a few things. And there we are. The order is placed. Congratulations with your domain name and your web hosting package. Now you can create a website and it will be visible to the whole world. So what we will do now, we're going to install WordPress. Now we can continue to the client area. So I click over here and there we are. So what we can do over here, we can maintain our domains, our websites, our support tickets, our billing. So if you have any question, you can click over here on support. You can open a ticket or go to your tickets and they usually reply really fast. So that's really nice. Here you can see an overview of all your domains, your cloud, we're going right there. So what I will do, I will click on my cloud over here, because we're going to install WordPress. And then I click over here on Web Hosting Plus Cloud. Awesome. I log into the cPanel. And before you install WordPress, I want to configure a few things. I search for select and then I click on select PHP version. I click on it and then I can choose a PHP version and I want to choose 7.4. I click on set as current. Okay, then I go to the options. I scroll down a bit and I want to change the execution time. Let's say 150. And then over here the memory limit 128, the post max size, let's say 64, and the upload max file size, this is really low, 2 megabytes. Change it to 512 megabytes. Okay, I click over here, so I go back to the overview with applications, and now I want to search for WordPress. And then I click on WordPress Manager by Softaculous. And now we can install a WordPress website on our domain. So I click on the blue button, install. And here we can choose our domain. Awesome. And then over here I can choose HTTPS, and maybe it will say, let's see, it will say nothing. It can say, hey, you don't have HTTPS. Still choose HTTPS because it will be there really soon. That will be automatically be created. And with HTTPS, as you see over here, your website becomes secure. That's really important for the search results, really important for your website. So with NameHero, they take care of it. Then you can choose your domain name. If you have multiple domain names, you can choose one over here. And by the way, if you want to learn more about everything that NameHero has to offer, you can go to YouTube and search for NameHero tutorial. And I think I will be the number 1. Yes, 10 months ago, I will create a new one because I record in 4K. But over here, 1.5 hours of everything you need to know for NameHero web hosting. And then over here, we can install WordPress on your domain name / and then new or WP or test. And if you make this empty, which I suggest you do, then WordPress will be installed on the root directory on in my case, ferdinanddavid.com. They always use the latest version. And then over here, we can choose the name of our website. We'll do this later. Right now, I want to create a username, FerdiCorp, and I want to hide my password and create one. And I need to create an admin email, fer@ferdicorp.com. And then I scroll down all the way. I don't need all that stuff, and I click on install. And now, ladies and gentlemen, WordPress is installed on our brand new domain name with web hosting. So there it is. We can go to the back end and to the front end of our website. If I click over here, I go to the back end. That is where we can configure our complete website. It may look overwhelming. I will explain to you how everything works. Then I go back and I click over here. And now I go to the front end of the website. So what I can do, I can close these 2 tabs. This is what people will see when they go to your website. It's called the front end. And then this over here is the back end. This is what you only can see when you're logged in. And no matter where you are in the back end or in the front end, when you're logged in, you see this bar over here, this top bar. This bar is only visible when you're logged in, so your visitors will not see this. But if I would go to this website, let's say in an incognito window, clicking over here. When people go to Ferdinand David at this moment, they will see this website. So we are live immediately, and that's what I really like. When you take a look at your website, I think we can all agree it doesn't look that appealing yet. We're gonna make it look really appealing, really professional. But first I want to do a few things in our website. I want to work in a clean WordPress environment. So we need to remove a few things we don't need, and we need to configure a few settings. So let's get to that. So let me talk you through the front end and the back end. Starting with the back end. This is the place where we adjust our website. We can change the theme. We can create blog posts. We can add pages. We can monitor all the comments. We can add plugins, create new users, go through the settings of the website. And step by step, I will show you how everything works. And then when we change things over here at the back end, you will see the changes here at the front end. So first things first, I always like to make my website a little bit cleaner because this is a little bit overwhelming. So the first thing I do, I dismiss this message, and all this stuff over here, I want to make it look cleaner. So first I go to my blog post over here and I want to remove it. Right now on my website, I see one blog post, which is this one. If I click on it, you go to that blog post and there's a comment and it looks really ugly in my opinion. We're going to make it look so much better. But first I want to get rid of this blog post. I don't need it. So over here at the posts, I select all the blog posts. There's only one, bulk actions, move to the trash, and I click on apply. Then I go to the trash and I empty the trash. The same goes with pages. There are a few pages. I don't need those. I select them all by clicking here. I can also select them individually. Bulk actions, move to the trash, apply. Then I go to the trash over here. And again, I can remove them permanently one by one or empty the trash. Now I go to the dashboard. I see all those steps over here. I want to collapse them, or even better, get rid of them. So I go to the screen options and I uncheck them all. So I don't see unnecessary stuff over here. Later we're going to add a few things over here, but right now it's not necessary. Then I go to the plugins. Okay, 2 plugins, they're not active, so I can click on delete. If you want to delete a plugin, you need to deactivate it first. So if I would activate it, I cannot delete it right now. I first need to deactivate it and then I can delete them. Okay. Then I want to go to settings, permalinks. Right now, when we have a blog post over here, you see this, my domain name, and then the date. I don't want that. That's ugly. I just don't want that. I want to have my domain and then the title of the blog post, which is in this case, hello world. How can I do that? Here at settings, permalinks, I select post name. That's the best option in order to be found in Google and other search engines. So I save the changes. I do it twice just because I feel like so. Sometimes it's good to follow your feelings. And now, if I would refresh this, this blog post doesn't exist anymore, but it would look like this. And that looks much better. If I go to my website, 30corp.com, and I go to tutorials, how to make a WordPress website, it will say 30corpsuc.com, how to make a WordPress website for free. So that's what I like to use and not this or this or this. I don't want that. Okay. So far, so good. Now I want to go over here to my profile and then we can change the look and feel of our backend. I always use the default one. I'm just used to it. So I keep it with that. What I can do right now, you see Howdy 30corp. And then when I write a blog post, it will say the author is 30corp. I don't want to show my username. I want to show my real name. So my first name is 30. My last name is Korpershoek. And then over here at display name publicity, I can choose the combination 30 Korpershoek. And what you will see over here, Howdy 30 Korpershoek. If you want to have an image over here, you can scroll down. You can create a profile picture on Gravatar. So if I open this in the new tab, you can sign in. And if you sign in with the same email address you use over here at contact info, then you can upload an image in this account. And then when you use the same email address over here as over here in your Gravatar account, there will appear an image over here. A lot of over here's in one sentence. So I normally use this email address for my websites. And this email address is also active here at Gravatar. And when I have that, so when I save this and I confirm it, my profile picture that I have on Gravatar will appear. I scroll down all the way. I can create a new password if I want to. I click on update profile. And now I need to confirm my email. And I have done that. And now you see this image over here, which is from Gravatar. So when I place a blog post and people can see my profile picture, this one will appear. And if they see my profile picture, I can also say something about myself over here. So here, I love to teach people about WordPress, affiliate marketing, and WooCommerce. My style is being honest, straight to the point, and optimistic. I don't know. I'm not the best text writer, but then we have something over here. And then I use Grammarly to fix all my errors because there are a lot. I'm from the Netherlands. My first language is Dutch. So Grammarly is helping me. Thank you, Grammarly. You're welcome. Huh? Did he talk back? No. Okay. Whatever. So this is how it looks right now. Really ugly. But as I said, we're going to make it look so much better. So one more thing. Go to the site settings in general. And here we can give our website a site title. Really important for the search results. And a tagline. We're going to talk about this later. Really important that you have HTTPS over here. That your website is secured. Also over here. your administration email address. And what we can do over here, we can change the language of our website to a different language if you want to. And we can change the time zone. So if I'm from the Netherlands and I want to schedule a few blog posts, it's important that my time zone is correct. So I can use one of those and Google which one is which one. Or I can scroll up and over here I can select the place where I live or close by. So I can choose Amsterdam, and then I can change the date format. Depending on where you live, it's different. You can choose one, you can create your own, and you'll see how it will look over here. I like this one. And then the time format, I use this one, AM and PM, using capitals over here. And also here you can have your custom time format. My week starts on Monday and I save the changes. So if we take a look at our website, it looks ugly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna install a WordPress theme. There are thousands of WordPress themes. They decide the look and feel of your website. And there are themes that give you extra functionalities. Well, I've been around quite a long time in WordPress world. I really like it here. And I think I know what the best theme is. There are a few, but I want to choose the best of the best. And at this moment, in my opinion, that is the Blocksy theme. It will make your layout look so much better, and it can help you to create beautiful headers and footers, and it has those extra functionalities which are really nice. So are you ready to download the Blocksy theme? I hope you are, because we're going to do that right now. A WordPress theme decides the look and feel of your page, and it gives you certain functionalities. So right now my website looks like this. And when I would go to the backend to appearance themes, I see a few other themes and they look different. So what will happen, I have this title over here and I have no content yet, but if I would have it, the content would remain the same, but the style would change. So if I would choose this theme by clicking on active over here and I refresh the page, I still have the title and the subtitle, and now it all looks different. The footer looks different. There's a new functionality over here. Go to the top. I have a search icon over here. I did not have that with the other theme. So themes decide the style of your website, and every theme has their own functionalities. So if I would go for 2021 and I refresh the page, again, the title is here, the subtitle, the footer, but there's no go to the top button over here. There's no search icon over here. So as I said, every theme has their own functionalities, and that's why we're going for the best theme, the best free theme there is right now. In order to get it, we go to 30corp.com/Blocksy. Hit enter. You will be redirected to creative themes, and there we can download this theme. By clicking here, free download, we can click on download. It is a popular theme. It has a lot of installations, a lot of wow, 5-star reviews, 1 4-star. How dare he or she? Wow. And it's been downloaded every day a few thousand times. And I know why, because it's one of the best themes out there. In my opinion, it's the best theme right now, but I hope the competition will drive all the theme makers to make better free themes. So we are the winners. So I have the theme over here as a zip file. So I go to the backend to themes. I can click on add new, upload theme. I can drag it over here and click on install now, or I go to appearance themes, add new, and I search in the database. So over here, I can search for Blocksy, and there it is. And I click on install. I don't need this one anymore. And then I click on activate. So if I refresh this page, it looks different. But with this theme also comes a plugin. So I click over here on install Blocksy Companion. That will give it a lot of extra functionalities, which we of course want. Okay, you can decide if they can see things you do on your website so they can make their tool better. I do that. You don't have to do that, but you can. And then I was talking about extra functionalities. We have starter sites over here. That's a functionality that lets you import a complete website with a few clicks. It's a great functionality within the free Blocksy theme. And there are extensions, free extensions and pro extensions. So for instance, cookie consent. So if I activate this and somebody goes to your website for the first time, they see this area and they need to accept it. And normally you should download a plugin for that. Now it is included in this theme. So I love this theme. So I will show you step by step how you can use this theme. And the first thing I want to do, I want to create a menu. with the home page, the about page, and all the pages you want to create. So in order to do that, we go over here in the front end to the customizer. Then I scroll down all the way and I see menus. I click on it and now I can create a new menu. We don't have a menu yet. So I click over here. You can give this a name. It's just for reference purpose only. You're the only one that will see this. So you can call this one Uncle Jim or Jum, as long as you know which menu it is. Well, I'll call this the main menu. And then I need to assign that menu to a certain place in the website. I can assign it to the footer over here, or to the header 1, or even to the header 2. That can be a header here above. And for the mobile menu. So right now I choose header 1 and the mobile menu. I click on next. And now I need to add items. So right now I can add items that will appear over here. So I click on this plus and I can add a new page. And the first page, of course, I want to add is the home page. So I just call this one home and I click on add. And when we do so, it will appear over here. Come on, minus, where are you? It's a little bit shy. There it is, home. And also if I would publish it, then I will see it. But I want to add more items. So I click on add items. So what kind of pages do you want to have on your website? Well, it depends on what kind of website you are creating. What I always suggest is that you have an about page. About me, about us, about, I call this one about. And I click on add. And what I suggest you do, depending on the company you have, search for websites of competitors. So if I would have a digital marketing agency, I search for digital marketing agency, and then let's say Sydney. And please don't copy things, but you can get inspired by other websites. So those people pay money for it. And when you pay money for your website, you know you have an optimized website. You want to spend less than you make. So when those people are advertising, they probably make money with that. So they probably have a really good website. So I open this in a new tab. And this is how it looks. So they have a text over here, call to action, really nice. So they say about, then they have creative, they have a lot of submenus, web design, SEO, digital marketing, programmatic, advertising, work, and blog. So what I can learn from this is, okay, show your services, web design, SEO, digital marketing. Okay. So what I will do, I will add a new item and call this one services. Okay, I add it. And then I want to have the pages of my services. So what do I offer? Well, I do offer rebranding, marketing, web design, and maybe you have other services, you can add them over here. But what happens, they are added to the menu and I want to add them into a submenu. How can I do that? Over here I have services. I want rebranding to be here below. So I drag this to the right. This one also. This one also. And now it's a sub item. So I click on publish. Let me close this. And now we see it looks like this, and we can style this later. But I think this looks nice. Home, about, services. So what else? What else can we learn? What else can we do? Well, of course, we want to showcase what we have to offer. If you offer a certain service, you want to show people what you've got. So I go to the backend, to the website, and then to the customizer again. Scroll down all the way, or you can click over here. Oh, no, just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Yes, I'm kidding, but now we're going to the style. I want to go to the menu itself. So sorry, I was misleading you. You know, always when I mislead people, no, I don't mislead people that much as I know. I go to the main menu. Yes, there we are. So I click on add items and I can say portfolio or cases. And also here I can take a look at what others do. If I go back or close this, let me go to one of the search results that is really high, because that should also be a really great website. And that's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. They are doing a great job. So I go to the second organic result. Case studies. Okay. Case studies. Add. About us, resources, blog, our services. Okay. What I like to do is add a blog post, because when you add blog posts to your website, you can be found through the organic results. So when people search on a certain subject, they can go to your website, find your blog, and then if they like the blog, they can see, hey, these guys know what they're talking about. Maybe I can outsource my product to them. So it can help you to earn extra money, get more clients, and all that stuff. And a call to action, we can take a look at that later. So the blog page, add, and of course, when people are super excited about you, they want to get in touch with you. So we will have a contact page. So that's how we can work. Just search for a competitor, see what they are doing, preferably one of the best search results, because those websites are doing a great job. Google thinks those websites are amazing. So probably the visitors also think that way, and then you can learn from them about services, case studies, blog. We're doing a great job. We are having almost the same things about services, case studies, blog, and then also contact us. And we can also make a beautiful button like this. And maybe something like this. So save that. Now, I was talking about not copying, but you can get inspiration from other websites. If I refresh the page, nothing happens because I need to publish it first. And then it will be saved. And now if I refresh the page, this is how it looks. If I go to one of those websites, what I do not see is the homepage button. Also with different websites, you don't see it. So we should also not show it over here. People click on this link, then they go to the homepage. So people go to case studies, and it looks beautifully like this. When we want to go to the homepage, we don't click here. We click here. So in order to fix that, I go over here to the backend. And at home, I click on the arrow down and I remove it. Then I publish it. I click on the X. I want to change one thing. Sorry, go to the customizer again. It says ready to publish your first post. So right now our homepage is showing the most recent posts. So if I scroll down, I can change that by going to the homepage settings and change our homepage displays to a static page. And then we can select that static page, which is the home page, and the post page is of course the blog page. Publish, close it. So now we see the home page over here. So I want to do a few things about the header so it looks nice, and then we're going to focus on creating a beautiful website using the Elementor page builder. How can we do that? We go back to the customizer, and if you want to follow along with the same images I use in the tutorial, you can go to verdicorp.com/images, hit enter, and there it goes. Then you can open them, and there you have them. You can drag them to the desktop. I have them over here. And then you can go to how to make a website 2022. And I have a few logos over here in color and in white, and a fave icon. So a few images you can use so you can follow along in this tutorial. And what you also can do, you can use your own logo, your own images, create your own websites. I go to the customizer, I hover over here and I click on those three dots. And then I go directly to the logo area. I select a logo. Then here at upload files, I click on select files. I go to the desktop to images tutorial, how to make a website 2022. And then over here, I select or I search for the logo, Advantage logo in color. I open it. Then I always optimize all my images because they can be found through your images, through Google. I remove the dashes, copy the title, paste it at alt text, and paste it in the description. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Then I click on select, and there the logo is. But below there is this text, and I don't want that. So over here I have a few settings. So I want to uncheck the site title. And then over here I can change the logo height. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. And I think 40 is perfect. So I don't want to show this or the tagline. No, just want to have a logo. And for me, that's perfect. I don't have to go to design because I'm happy with how it looks. And then I can go back. And here we can customize our theme. And one of the options is the header. So I go to the header. I want to make this a little bit less high. How can I do that? I can click over here. I can also hover over here and click over here on main row. Then I can change the minimum height of this header. Well, I think it's really high. The examples we just saw of other websites were also not that high. You can increase it, but I rather use a lot of space to show my homepage. So I bring it back to 70. And then I think, oh, then the logos are maybe a little bit big. So I click over here and I bring this back to 34. Okay, then I can click over here and I can select the menu I use, the main menu. And I can select how it is shown. So right now when I hover over it, this becomes blue, but I can also change it to type 2. Then we have also a line here below, or the third one, or the fourth one. Well, I like to keep things clean. If you take a look at Apple, it's clean. When you hover over it, it changes a little bit. It's just clean, not much other things. So I want to keep it clean, like Apple. I can also change the space over here between the menu items, like that. But I think it's perfect. And if I don't want to change it or bring it back, I just click here and it will go back. I can also stretch it. There's so much you can do. Look at this, look at this. And we're going to talk later about the header and the menu. But if I want to, I can drag this menu over here to the center. And to take it to the next level, I can also drag it over here to another area. And in this area, I can click over here, can go to design, give it a different background color. And then I go to the menu, can change the colors to white. So there's so much you can do. Let me bring it back. Let me bring this also back to the right. There's so much you can do. We'll talk about it later. Right now, I just want to make it look okay. So I go to this menu, then I go to design. So here we can change a few settings, and then at design, we can change the colors and other stuff. So I click over here on default family, and I want to change this to New Nito. I just like that font. I can make it a little bit less bold, like that. And then over here, I can do other things. I can make it bigger. I can change the line height. Well, for now, it doesn't matter because we only have one line. I can change the letter spacing, bring it back. I can bring it back to normal cases or upper cases, underline it, and then change the colors. Well, let me talk about colors. Let me publish it, refresh it. It looks so much better already. Let's take a look at the colors because we can use certain colors in our website. If I go back and I go back to the colors, I can make use of global color palettes. And when I use those colors and I change those colors, everywhere in the website, the whole style will change by just clicking once, clicking again. So now if I hover, this becomes red. So we can use this global color palette to save you a lot of time. So what I want to do, I use this tool over here. It's called the Color Pick Eyedropper. You can download it as an extension in Chrome, and I can grab this color. So I copy it, I choose the first color, and I paste it. And if it doesn't work, hashtag before, and then it works. I copy this again, I paste it, and then I want to make it a little bit lighter. Then the third color, I want to use an orange color. For my branding, I use orange. You see it over here. Then the fourth one for me is black. Then I want to have a gray color. That's the text of my, the color of my text. Not completely black, also not that light, too light. So that's okay. Color 6, I want it to be white perfectly. And the 7th one, and the 8th one, I also want it to be white because I don't use those colors. So I want to make use of these colors. And please never use too much colors in a website. I like to use 3. The blue one, the light blue one, and the orange one. But don't use yellow and green and then on a different area on the website, blue and red. Maintain your style. Okay, so now the base text. I want it to be the dark one. The links can be dark blue or light blue. And when I hover over it, they can become orange. When I select the text, sorry. Let me go back to colors. When I select the text, the background becomes dark blue. I can also make that orange. So when I select something, it's up to you what you want to do with that. Borders, you can give them a color. And then all headings, well, I like them to have this color. No, this one. And a side background. If you change this, it will look like that. Well, I prefer white. So publish. So you see, it looks like this. And when I would change it to the green ones, this will all change. If I would change it to this one. So I like palette 1. And for now, that's enough. We're going to take a look at the header and the footer later. I close this. This is what we have so far. About, services. For now, it's perfect. Okay, this looks great. A few more things I want to do before we get started with Elementor. I go to the customizer because I want to change the title of the website. Where can we do that? If we scroll down, we can go to site identity, and there we see the site title. And the site title is really important. And if you have a site title, please don't call it your business name Advantage Media Group. Because when people want to search for a certain service and they don't know me, they will never search for this. If somebody wants to have a website, they search for web design, probably their city, Rotterdam. So if I would skip the ads, over here, the title, this is the title you can create over here and it will be displayed over here like this. Web design Rotterdam, Rotterdam, website, website, web design Rotterdam, web design Rotterdam, web design Rotterdam, web design Rotterdam, web design, web direction Rotterdam, web design Rotterdam, again, again, again. So make sure that the title you want to be found on, the keyword you want to be found on is in the beginning of your site title. So I would call this one Digital Marketing Rotterdam, or in my case, Amsterdam. So people know, hey, when I see that page, I'm searching for a digital marketer in Amsterdam. That's my title. I will be found on the title and then they can get in touch with me and they know immediately I'm from Rotterdam. And then people will see this name and they know, hey, it's the Advantage Media Group. So they see the name of the company. But first, digital marketing Amsterdam. So on what term do you want to be found? What are people searching for when you want your business to appear? And that's what you need to type over here as far as to the left as possible. Digital marketing Amsterdam and then Advantage Media Group. Then there's the tagline. You can have more information about your company. And I say, we help companies, small and big, to get more business and serve more people. Okay, I publish it and then it will be displayed over here. So no more my blog, but Digital Marketing Amsterdam. And then I see this WordPress icon or fave icon. And if I would go to apple.com, I see the Apple icon over here. So I want to select my site icon. So I click here, upload files, select files. And then I go to my fave icon. It needs to be square. And I would make it at least 512 pixels by 512 pixels. I open it. I select it. I do not crop it. So I click on skip cropping. And now it starts to look really nice, in my opinion. I close this. So we have our logo. We have our menu, which is enough for this moment. We're going to focus on the homepage to build it. We have the site title and we have this beautiful fave icon, AMG Advantage Media Group. I want to say to you that I appreciate that you're still hanging around over here. I hope you're excited. I like making websites and I've been going through a lot of errors in my life with making websites. And these days it seems to be quite easy to make a website. I hope you think the same thing. I hope to help you as good as possible. And now we're going to create our first page, the homepage. And we're going to use Elementor for that. A free page builder, in my opinion, the best free page builder in the world. It is an amazing page builder and I can't wait to show you everything. But first we're going to download it. So let me show you how to download the Elementor page builder. So in order to get Elementor, we go to 30corp.com/Elementor. Hit enter. And Elementor is optimizing their page continuously because they want to grow their business. So they change a lot of things every time. So if I want to find the free version of Elementor, the plugin. This is the pro version. Get started for free, get started. And then I need to log in. I don't want that. So you can also go back and then go to the website, your own website, go to the backend, go to plugins, add new, and search for Elementor. And there it is. More than 5 million installations, but there's a cap over here. It does not go above and beyond 5 million, but meanwhile, there are 10 million installations already of Elementor. It's crazy. It's an amazing page builder. I click on install now. And then I click on activate. And now I need to do a lot of things. I don't want that. So I click on skip, 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 and skip. Now it will create a page for us. Actually, I don't want that. So I click over here. I go to the dashboard. I close this. Then I go to this WordPress icon. Then I go to all the pages and I remove this draft from Elementor. Trash. Go to the trash. And empty the trash. And now we go to the home page by clicking here. And now we can edit the page. Now over here it says we can edit this with Elementor. So we can do that. Click here. We're finally creating our homepage using Elementor. But before we do that, I want to show you a little bit around. Let me show you a little bit about what everything is, how you can do things. So you get a little bit of familiar. You get your feet a little bit wet. And then we're going to get started. So what I will show you right now, you don't have to save that. I will just show you how to work with Elementor. And through this tutorial, you'll get more familiar with it. And I'm excited. I hope you are too. So let's start playing around with Elementor. And this is how it looks. Here at the left, we have a lot of elements. That's why it's called Elementor. So all these elements over here, I can drag them over here. And then I can create an image, select an image. I can adjust it, make it bigger, smaller. I can do a lot of things. But before I do that, I want to go over a few basic configurations. So here at the left top corner, I go to the user preferences and I want to make this user interface dark. And I want to add editing handles. Right now I see 3 icons. If I want to duplicate this, I cannot do that. But if I add editing handles, I can. So it gives you a little bit more options. Now I can remove that. If I turn this off, I cannot see those extra options. I need to do the right mouse click. So go over here, user preferences, turn this on. And now it's easier to do that. I close this. What else? If you see intersection over here, that can be possible, but I don't want that. That means that you need to update. If you want to know how to do that, click here on update. Then click here and click on exit to the dashboard and click on this icon. Then we go to Elementor, settings, experiments, scroll down, turn on the Flexbox container by selecting active, save it. And now again, we go to the home page, edit with Elementor. And now we see container over here. When you see that, you're good to go. Okay, the first thing I want to do, I want to get rid of this area over here. So I go to the settings here, left below, settings. And then I want to change the page layout to a Elementor full width. Update. Now the title is gone. Now let me show you what is possible with Elementor. Over here at the left, when I click on this icon, I see all those elements. And I can drag them over here. And it's what you see is what you get page builder. So when I drag something over here, I see the result immediately. And then I can adjust it over here. Here I can adjust the content. Here I can adjust the style of the content. And here I have advanced options, which appear at every element and also every section and column. Let me explain it to you. Let me close this. I go back to all the elements and I want to start with the plus. And now I can have a container. I can have a container that's pointing downwards. So when I add new elements, they will be below each other. I can also create a container with elements next to each other. And I can also have containers with multiple columns. That can be nice when you have some text over here at the left and an image at the right. Maybe you want to offer a few services over here, 4 or 3. So I click over here and then I remove this one, and this one. And I can offer my 3 services over here. So I can have an image with a button and a text, and also over here and also over here. So let's start really simple. Let me show you the basics. We're not going to save this. I just want to show you what's possible with Elementor. So I choose for a container with an arrow down. That means over here, when I go to the elements, if I drag this header over here, now I can go back to all the elements and I can add a button over here and it will be below or above. And that's because we had that arrow. So let me show you really quick. If I have this arrow to the left and I add a heading, and after that I add a button, it will be next to each other. So that's the difference. I actually always use the arrow down, or I use one of those containers. I don't use this one. But through this tutorial, you will learn everything you need to know in order to create amazing websites using Elementor. So what I have over here, let me show you. I have this container, and in that container, I have 2 elements, the heading element and the button element. And if I would go over here to the navigator icon, I can see that over here, I have the container, and in that I have the header and the button. So you can use the navigator to select something and then you can edit it over here. I can also bring this to the right. So your website becomes a bit smaller and then you have this overview over here. Really nice when you have a big computer screen and you want to create a website. It's really nice to have here at the right. I will use it like that. Sometimes I will remove it and then I can bring it back over here. So when I click on the container, I have the layout, the style and advanced. So here at layout, I can have a few settings. I can change the width of this container. I can change the height. So if I want to make this really big, let's say 500, I can do that over here. And then here at the items, I can bring this to the right next to each other like that, which we just had. But I prefer the other one or just nothing. So it will be below each other. I can align the items here to the center. And I can align them over here vertically to the center. So really easy like that. And when I add something now, so let's say an icon, everything will stay in the center and that's really nice. So let me remove the button. I go to the container. So here I have the settings I can change, but I can also change the style, the background, a few colors. So if I would go to the style, I can change the background type to a classic color. So I can choose a color like that. I can also use a gradient. So the first color is this one and the second color is the lighter one. And then I can adjust the background. So I can change the location. So maybe I want to have a really straight line like that. Then I can change the angle. I can change the type. And in that way I can do a few nice things. But what I prefer is to make this 0, this 100, and then change the angle to 90. So it's from the left to the right. But now the text is a little bit weird. I cannot see it that well. Well, then I need to go to this heading area. Here I can say digital marketing and business growth. Then I go to the style and at the text color, I can make that white. Over here, I can change the typography. So I can make this Nunito. I can make it bigger, smaller. I can make it thin or really thick. And it's also easy. When I change it over here, I see it immediately. And if I want to see how it looks on a whole page, I can click over here and then I can see the result. What else can I do? I can make it uppercases. So here at the transform, uppercase. And then if I want to have another text below that, I can hover over here, duplicate it, triple click over here, and then I change the text. Advantage, media group. I can go to the style, make it bigger, align it a little bit. And then if I want it to be on top, I can drag it over there. Sometimes if you see it's not working, you can always go to the navigator, change it like that. And I can call this container, double click hero. And I can call this one digital media and the one below advantage. So just like that. And then I have advanced. So if I click over here, advanced, I can play around with margin. So I create some space on the inside or some padding, some space like that outside. Or if I make everything 0, I can uncheck this, and then at the bottom, I can make it a minus margin. So I can bring things closer to each other. Then I go to all the elements and I want to add a button over here. Go to the style, change the background color to orange. And if I hover over it, I want to make it blue, maybe the light blue, like that. And that's how you work with Elementor, just dragging and dropping, and then through the content, through the style and advanced, we can adjust areas in our website. So this is just an overview of what you can do. And now it's time to create an amazing homepage using the Elementor page builder. So I want to get rid of this. Now we're going to start from scratch. Okay, we've been playing around. By now you probably know the basics, and through this tutorial you will learn it more. But right now we're going to start for you making our homepage using the Elementor page builder. Good luck. So I want to start with a hero. That's the first thing people will see when they enter my or your website. So it's really important that it's really clear what people can expect when they enter a website. They need to see immediately what you can do for them. If it's a weird hero like, hey, welcome on this website, people can get confused and they think, okay, I don't know what this kind of website is, so bye-bye. So we're going to start building and then meanwhile learn a few things. So I want to start with a text over here, a title, a subtitle, and a call to action. And then at the right, I want to have an image. So I click on the plus over here and I want to have two areas, left and right. So I can choose this one, but what I want to have below, I want to have an area where I show a few logos of companies I work with or for. So I can choose this one, but I rather choose this one. Okay. And then I want to start. The first thing I want to do at the container, I want to change the height. So I can make it a little bit higher. Let's say 500 pixels. And that's what I also love about Elementor. You can change things pixel perfect. You can say, I want to have exactly 500 pixels in height. Then I go to the style and I can use a background, but I want to use a gradient with the first color, dark blue, and the second color, light blue. Then I want to change the angle to 90 degrees. So the dark color is at the left and the light color is at the right. Great. Then I click here. So I go to all the elements and I want to start with a heading like that. And before I change the heading, I go to the style, text color, click on this world so you can use a global color. And I want to use all the colors of the theme. So I never use those colors. I always use the colors, theme color, palette 1, etc. So I choose the white color, palette color 7. And then I go back. Now I can see the text and I can change it. So I say, grow your business with ease. As I said before, I want to have a clear description of what I want to do for my clients. I want my clients to grow their business with ease, not with easy, with ease. If I go to apple.com, what I do, I go to the famous websites in the world and then I take a look at what they do. How have they done their marketing? Do you see welcome on their website? Feel free to take a look around. If you have any question, hit me up with a contact form submission. No, they're really clear. iPhone 13 with a beautiful image, super pro, learn more or buy. So you give the viewer, the visitor an option, or they're convinced at once, like, oh, I want to buy this, click here, or they are not yet convinced. And then they can click on learn more. So give people options, have call to actions on your website. And if you use images, use high quality images. So I say grow your business with ease, and then I want to elaborate on it. But before I do that, I want to take a look at the fonts in my website because I want every header to have the font called Nunito. If you want to find fonts, you can go to fonts.google.com. And you can type a text, grow your business. And then you see something you like, maybe you can also take a look at the categories. Then if you see something you like, pop-ins, also really a nice one, really clean. Oswald, Anek Bangla, Noto Sans, Ubuntu. If you see something you like, you can use it in your website. I personally like Nunito, so I click on those 3 lines. Then I go to the site settings, global fonts. That's what I click on. And then at primary, my primary font for everything is Open Sans. Then my secondary is also Open Sans. The text of my website also Open Sans. And the accent color font also this one. Okay, so far so good. I update it. Then I want to go back one step and then I want to go to typography. And then the body text typography. Again, Open Sans, but over here, link color is the same typography, so I leave it empty. But every H, so header 1, header 2, header 3, etc., which we use to create headers in our website, I want them all to be Nunito. So I copy this now, I select it, the second one, and you need to do this only once. And did you see that? It changed because there's a heading 2. And I just changed heading 2. So if I would change this one, it changed over here. So it will save me a lot of time in the long run if I already predefined all the heading fonts. If I predefined all the heading fonts. So I continue over here. And the latest one. I normally only use H1 and H2. H1 can be used only once in your website. So grow your business with ease is a heading, and I like it to be a heading 1 because I can have only one heading 1, and this is my most important title of the website, so I choose heading 1, and all the other ones needs to be H2. So for Google, heading 1 is really important. Heading 2 is less important, but that's why it is important. What I can also do, I can have a text editor and I can say, grow your business with ease. And then I can go to the style, make it white, make it bigger. And then it can look exactly the same as this one, but then it's not a heading. So it's important to use headings. Now I want to go for a text editor. I drag it here below. Sorry. I drag it here below. I go to the style, change the text color to white. And then at content, I want to start typing. Get more clients. Okay, then I go to the style. I want to make this text a bit bigger. It's already Open Sans because we predefined that. Okay. And then over here, I want this to be bigger. So I go to style, typography, 50. Perfect. Over here, I want everything to be in the center. So I click over here on this container within the container if I want to see how that looks. Double click. This is the hero. This is container left. Let me collapse this. That one is container right. And I call this one container logos. So I select container left and I want to say at the items here below that they should be vertically in the center. Okay, so far so good. I go back to all the items, all the elements, and I bring a button to the page builder. And I call this one view work. So that's my call to action. I want to show people what I'm capable of. I want to show some case studies. So I click on, I select the view work and I can search over here for case studies. And since I have that page already, I select it and automatically the link will be created. So when people click here, they go to the case studies page. So what I want to do, I want to go to the style of this button. And then I want to give the background a color, and that color is transparent. So there's no background. Then I want to create a border, solid, make it 1 pixel. The color is, of course, white. And then when I hover over it, I can do 2 things. I can make it increase or shrink like that. And I can give the background. So the background color can be the light blue one like that. But since it's transparent, I'm okay with having nothing here. Grow your business with ease. We help companies from startups to enterprise to get more clients, view our work. Great. Then I go to all the elements and I drag it here to the right, an image. I click over here and then I select this image. Header case study. I can also call this the company name of the website over here and the banner. But for me, this is okay. Great. So far, so good. Then I have this third area over here. And what I want to do, I want to add an image. So I drag it over here. I choose the image and I upload a few files. I select the files and I go to logos, and every colored logo has color after the name. So I search for everything that has not color after it. So Coca-Cola, hold Control or Command, Meta, Sony, SpaceX, and Uber. So 5 white logos. And I start with the first one, and that's really big. What I can do, I can duplicate this a few times. Then I click on Uber, the second one, and I click on SpaceX. The third one, Sony. The fourth one, Meta. The fifth one, Coca-Cola. So now I want those aligned next to each other instead of below each other. In order to do that, I go to the navigator, I go to the container logos, and then at items, right now it has this arrow down. I want to change that to row. And now they're all next to each other. Really nice. I can go to the big hero, which contains 3 containers. And what I can say at layout, I want it to be bigger so I can increase it. But what happens now, the more height I give it, the more space there will be between those elements. So I don't want that. I say nothing. I make it empty. And now I can go to the complete container, the hero, advanced. And then I say at padding, at the top, I want to have 70 pixels. And at the bottom, I want to have 70 pixels. So everything stays connected here in the center. And I want to make it 100. Again, I can make this pixel perfect. So everything stays in the center. Grow your business with ease. We help companies from startups, enterprises to get more clients, and they can view our work. Well, I want to add one more color. So I go to this button and I have a color in my branding, which is orange. And with those 3 colors, I can make a really nice website. And when I hover over it, I don't need the solid anymore. So over here at style of the button, I don't need any border anymore. And I do want to have uppercase text. So over here, I transform it to uppercase. Update. So when I click on the eye, what happens? I see a preview of what I've created. And the great thing about that eye is when I change something. So let me change this color to a blue one. If I update it, it will be changed automatically. It's now blue. If I bring it back to orange and I update it, I don't have to refresh the page. It will automatically be refreshed. And that will save you so much time. And if you have 2 screens, I highly advise to have this area on your first screen, the backend, the Elementor page builder, and on the right screen, I would have the result. So as soon as you click on update at the other screen, you'll see the update, and in that way you can work faster. By the way, there will be more moments where I will talk about productivity and making websites faster, because in the end of the day, we want to create great websites in the shortest amount of time. Now I'll help you how you can do that. So I think this looks nice. There's more we can do. We can click over here on the container, and at style, the background, I can collapse that and I can have a background overlay. That means that I can mix an image with this gradient. So here at normal background overlay, I can click on the classic one. I can select an image. So I go to upload files, select files. If I go back to this one, I can go for marketing agency Amsterdam. If I select it and I optimize it, copy, paste, and I insert the media, look at this. It's now overlapping with the gradient. So it's 50%. If I would increase it, I see 100% of the image. If I decrease it, so in that way I can play around with this. And I can also use blend modes. So I can multiply those colors, overlay, and you can play around with that. And normally I would do this in Photoshop, but right now you can do this within Elementor. You don't need Photoshop for this. I use the normal one, opacity like that. I can change the size to cover, so you will see as much of the picture as possible. And then one important one, if I scroll now, everything is static, but I can change the attachment to fixed. This is what I like. If I scroll, the background stays like that. What I don't want is that the image will take too much distraction, so it becomes a little bit too crowded. If you don't want that, you can always decrease this a little bit more, or just get totally rid of it. I want to get rid of it, but I just want to show you it's possible. What else is possible? Over here, we can have a video in the background. Well, it becomes really crowded when you have that. But if you just want to show a video in the background, don't have a lot of content over here, then it is possible. How do you do that? You click over here, you import the video link. You can adjust the start time, the end time, play once, play on a mobile. Have a fallback image if it somehow doesn't work. So that's what you can do. And you can have a slideshow with multiple slides. So it will change now and then. I want to keep it simple. And for me, this looks fine. I can also make this links. So I can make it a custom URL. Right now I have a hashtag, but I could refer to my case study called Uber. And then I can showcase what I've created for Uber. And then this can be a link. And then when people click on that link, they can go to the case study of Uber. Okay. One more thing. I go to the hero and then I collapse this and then I see the shape divider. That means that I can have nice shapes on the top of the bottom of the container. So right now it looks like that. A little bit creepy. I can increase it or decrease it. And we have quite a few different ones. I can have pyramids, curves, waves. You can change the height, etc. And that way you can give your website a nice style. You can also do this at the bottom. I want to keep it simple. I want to have a tilt. I can flip it. I can change the height. I think 70 is perfect. And then at the top, I can say I want to have none. So grow your business with these. Great. Okay. I click over here. I go to advanced and I want to slide this in. So I collapse the layout area and I go to motion effects and I say the entrance animation is fading from the left. And what it does, it fades everything that's within this container from the left to the right. I want to do the same over here. Advanced, collapse, motion effects, fade in from the right. And then over here, this container, let me check the right one. Container logos, advanced, collapse this, go to the motion effects and fade in up like that. But we can also give everything a delay. So this one can appear slowly after half a second. The second one can appear slowly after 1 second. And then the third one can appear slowly after 1.5 seconds. Now if I update it, I can see the result like that. When you do this in your whole website, I think it will be distracting and it can make your website slower. So you should not do it too much, but now and then, I think it's a nice way to do that. I think there's too much space over here. So really simple. I go to the hero, advanced, and bring this one to 50. Better. Okay, grow your business with ease. We help companies to start. We help companies to get more clients, view our work, an image. Great. I showed you how to work with entrance animations. What I also can do, I can click over here on this element. I can go to advanced. And then I can go to transform. Normal, that means that without you hovering or doing anything, you can change this. So I can make it look like this. So now without me doing anything, it will be tilted a little bit like that. But what I also can do when I hover over it, I can also do things. So when I hover over it, it tilts even further. There's so much more. Offset, scale, skew. So let's try something. So that's what you can do. Well, never overdo this. This is too much. So, but what I can do this. So now if I update it, it slides in. When I hover, it tilts even further. What we've created so far in Elementor looks really nice in my opinion. But how does it look on a different device? It looks great on a desktop screen. How does it look on a smartphone or on a tablet? Well, we're going to optimize it for all devices right now. Great, but really important. How does this look on a tablet and on a smartphone? Well, in order to find out, I can click over here, go to the tablet mode. What I see is that everything is really close to the edge. It's exactly against the edge. So in that case, I should go to the container settings and then the padding, I should increase it with 60 pixels at every side. And now it looks like this. And then there are a few things I don't like. So let's make it 50. What I can do, I can click over here, go to the typography, and then over here for the tablet, I can make it smaller. Let's make it 2 lines. Then I go over here to style, typography. Okay, view work looks fine to me. Over here, I go to the style of this image, and in pixels, I want to say make it a bit smaller. And then over here, I click layout, items, bring it to the center, only on the tablet. Then I go to the container logos, and then I uncheck this and I want to increase the margin a little bit. So I have more space between the view work and all the logos. And at the bottom, I want to do the same because right now Coca-Cola is beneath this white area or in front of. So until I think pixel perfect that I like it. So now it looks great. And there's a little bit of space over here. So I'm happy with that. How does it look on a smartphone? Grow your business with ease. Okay, I click here, advanced, uncheck, and at the top I want to increase some space. And then we have those images over here. And what I can say, I click here, advanced, responsive. I can say hide this on a mobile. So on a mobile, I will only see this grow your business with ease, sorry, this button, this text, this image, but this will be hidden and you see those lines over here. So when I go back to a tablet, you don't see those lines because it will be visible. But as soon as I go to a smartphone view, I see this will not appear. That's the power of Elementor. You can make it all look so great on any device. So this is how it looks. I can make it smaller. This is how it looks on a tablet. And this is how it looks on a smartphone. And I think there's not much space over here. So over here, let me see. I click and then bottom, I can also say 30 pixels. Update. Let's take a look. Make it small again. And now I see there's enough space over here. I think this all looks amazing. Okay, are you ready for the next area over here? What I want to do, I want to showcase some portfolio items. I don't have them yet, but I will show you how to display a few images. Make it all look really nice. And I want to show you a little bit more about Elementor. We're going to dive a little bit deeper. So I want to get rid of this thing over here by clicking this again. Drag this over here. Click on the plus. I want to start with this area over here. And then with a header or a heading. So I change the text to next level digital marketing. And then I go to advanced, close this. I go to the background and I want to add a background. Really simple, just this dark color. Then I go to the style of the heading, change the text color to a white one. Great. Then I go to typography. I make it a little bit smaller. And let's say 500. Make it smaller. And then I go to advanced and I increase the padding. So I create some space around the area. Not too much. Okay. But I want to get rid of this stroke over here. I only want it to be until this point. So I can go to layout, change the width to custom. Then again, pixel perfect, I can increase it or decrease it until I think it's exactly how I want this to be. And that's how it is. Then I uncheck this and at the top I want to increase some spacing or add some spacing. 20. And that's how I like it. I go back to all the elements and I drag a heading below. First, I change the content. Our focus is your growth. And that can be a little bit smaller. So I go to the typography. Yes. Then I can have a text area. So I can grab the text editor, place it here below. And now I can go to the dummy text generator. I click over here. And I want to have multiple paragraphs if I want to. I can have less words, more words. You know, one paragraph is okay. And let's go for 100 words or a little bit less. Copy this. I paste it. What I can do here below, I can add columns. So I can make it 2 columns or 3. And I can change the gap in between. And then I go to the style. Make it a bit smaller. Be careful with too much text. People tend not to read it anymore. So it's okay. You know, a little bit more. If you use this lorem ipsum text, you can never be sued for copying someone else's text. Because if you want to see how some things look and you go to a news website and you copy the whole text and place it over here, you're violating some copyright stuff. We don't want that. Okay, what we can do now, it's a little bit next level, but at the other hand, it's actually basic. It's the way how we work with Elementor. We have one container. I can call this one case studies to keep the overview. I can close all these. So case studies, heading, and this. So what I want to do, I want to drag a container in a container. Isn't that cool? So let me drag it over here below. There it is. And then I can drag it below. In that container, I want to have 3 other containers. So I drag them over here and then duplicate it and duplicate it. Then I go to the container settings, to the items, and I want them to be next to each other as a row. So 1, 2, 3. Exactly what I want. Now I search for an image. I choose an image, and you can, I don't have this in my folder, so you need to use your own images. What you can do, you can just go to the internet, search for portfolio, digital agency, or whatever, and then use those images. Or you go to pixabay.com, there you can find images for free. But since you are creating a portfolio, you can also use images you have from the case studies you already have created. So I select those images. Let me see. Let me see portfolio. I open this one. I search for another one. This one. And then the third one. This one. Okay, I upload the first one. Great. I want to change the image size to 768 because then it still looks great, but we have a less heavy website. Because if I would say 2000, then it will load unnecessary space, because right now it looks great. Look, if you make it 300 by 300, you'll start to see that the quality becomes worse. So take a look at the lowest resolution. And when it still looks great, then it's perfect, because you don't want to make your website heavier than necessary. Okay, I go to the elements, drag a heading below. I call this one the name of the company, Carry Lotion. Later in the tutorial, and in a different tutorial, I will show you how to create a portfolio like this, so you don't have to do this manually. But right now, I believe when I show you this, you will also learn a little bit more about Elementor. That's my goal in this tutorial, not only to help you to create an amazing website, but also to help you to work with Elementor. So meanwhile, I'm at typography. I make the text a little bit smaller. Then I duplicate this area. And here I want to place my categories. For instance, consulting, identity, IT, and web design. Then I go to the style, typography, and make it uppercase, make it a bit smaller. And over here, Carry Lotion, I want to make that dark blue. And the categories, I want to make them lighter blue. I go to advanced, uncheck this, and at margin, I bring it closer to each other. And at the left, at padding, let's say 5, also here at Carry Lotion, advanced, left 5. Okay, but it still looks a little bit boring in my opinion. So how can I fix that? I can make it look better by going to the container. Make sure it is only this container and not the complete container. In order to find it out, we go to the navigator and it is the first container. Then I go to the style of that container to border. And I don't want to use a border, but I want to use a box shadow. If I turn it on by default, you have something over here. You can adjust it, blur it more, spread it even further, do it on the inside of the container. Well, and you can bring it all back. Bring it all back to you. Don't stop, never give up. Bring it all back to you. You know, I got a phone call a few days ago from an ex-member of S Club 7 asking me if I could do this to remember them. Let's see how they are doing. I think they created 2 video clips. S Club 7. I think it was in the year 2000. really happy music. So that was all for free. If I go to the container, to the advanced area, I want to increase the space at the bottom. Why is nothing happening? Sorry. So I have to be honest. I'm making websites now for 23 years and still sometimes I have to figure out what is padding and what is margin. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm letting you down. I go to the border again. Yes. Bring it all back. Okay, you know what? I'll do it manually. 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 2 or 3. Blur it a little bit. Then we can also increase or decrease the shadow. So let's make this 5. You can play around and make it pixel perfect. Then I can duplicate this area and duplicate it, and I remove those two. Over here, I change the image to the second one. And over here to the third one. And then I can change the title. Seeing, believing. It can be different categories. And then the third one, blue lizard. It was all about identity and also web design. So what does my eye see over here? It's not aligning perfectly because this image has a different aspect ratio. How can I fix that? Well, let me go to the backend by Elementor overview. Go to media and let's take a look at this image. I see that the dimensions are 1600 by 1000. Edit image. So if I would say 16 by 10 and I choose crop, I have the exact aspect ratio. So 16 by 10. Then I go to a different image and let me see which one is having a problem. The blue lizard one. So over here I can edit the image and I can say 16 by 10. Then I go to crop. If I change the size, look at this. So I select this area, then I click on crop, I save it, I close it. And now if I would go to the dashboard, and if I would go back to the Elementor editor, page builder, now they should be aligned. Yes, and that's what I like. I like alignments. So our next area, next level, digital marketing, our focus is your growth, a text, and then this area. And maybe I want to have more space over here. In that case, I can go to container. I can rename this case or 3 case studies. And then when I'm over here, I can go to the items and I can increase the gap pixel perfect. So let's say 30 or 40. Update. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. One more thing, I don't like it that there is not much space over there. So let me see what you can do. Advanced. At the left, make it 10. Then I say copy and paste the style and paste the style. And then over here, I want to have 10. And at the bottom, 5. So over here, right mouse click, copy, paste the style and paste the style. Update, click on the eye. Great. I want to do one more thing. I want to duplicate this area and drag this one. Let me see over here. And then I drag it here below as far as I can. Drag this above it. 3 cases above it. Okay, and then this heading above the text. And now I have this button. I can bring this to the center and I can say all case studies and advanced margin at the top. Let's create some space. Let's give this button a bit of space. So what we've done before, we have taken a look at how it looks on a different device. And again, over here, advanced, say 50 at the padding. And then if I go to this container, let me see if I have the right one. 3 case studies. Then I can say, make this 20. And then over here, the typography for the smartphone, for the tablet, let's say 16. Copy, pastel, pastel, and then over here, typography, make it a bit smaller, 12. Copy, pastel, pastel. I like it. It looks great. Smartphone. For the smartphone, I can say over here, for the smartphone, it should be only 1 column. Awesome. Okay. I really like what we have so far. What I don't like is that here is the start of our content. Here's the end of our content. All really well lined up, except for with the header. So if I want to line this up with this area, I can go to the, let me go to the Elementor page builder, which is over here. I go back, and then I click on those 3 lines, and I go to the site settings. Then I go to the layout, and I see that the width of our content is 1140 pixels. And I want it to be the case also over here. So I close this, I've copied it, 1140. I go to the website, to the customizer. If I go to Command or Control minus, I click on that, you see the difference. If I want to align that, I go to General, Layout, and then the width, the maximum site width. I change it to 1140, so now it's aligning perfectly. It brings a smile on my face. And I publish it and I close it. And now it looks even better. Very nice. I don't want to have the animations because right now, if I open it, it's just empty and here you see something. I just wanted to show you that it was possible. So I go to Advanced over here, Motion Effects, and I say nothing. Over here, Motion Effects, nothing. And then Container Logos, Advanced, Motion Effects, none, or X, default. Refresh. Yes, no more animations. Let's go to the next area, which looks a little bit like this area. So I want to show you how you can duplicate an area and change the look and feel of it. And that shows you the power of Elementor. So I duplicate this area by clicking here. There it is. Then I go to the container settings, style. And again, I choose for this gradient. I choose this gradient. Over here, I change the text to Mindset Elevate. I go to the advanced area, background, and I make it a lighter background. And then at the layout, I decrease this until I think that it fits perfectly. Yes. Then I go to our focus is your growth. I change that, the color to white. Change the text, growth by changing the way you think. Then I click over here, change the style. You can fill in your own text. And then I don't need this area. So I click over here and I go to the 3 case studies, right mouse click, delete, bye-bye. And this one, I bring it to the left. I can say, read more. I make the background light blue and the link hashtag. I can create a page about this and then I can refer to that page. Okay. This is great, but what I want to have an area with 2 columns. And this is 1 column. So let me show you how you can copy and paste things. First, let me save it by clicking on update. So I want to open a new container with 2 columns. Let me show you how I do this. I click on the container settings, style. This is what I would do if I would not make a tutorial about it with this speed. And then I just drag this over here and this one over here and this one over here and this button over here. Then I click here, go to the content, change this to 1 column. I remove this and now I want to click over here, search for an image, drag it over here, click on the image, upload files, select files, and I search for images tutorial, how to make a website. This one. Graphic design. Remove the dashes, copy it, paste it, insert the media, go to all the elements, and I want to drag a container over here. And in that container, I want to have another container. So I go back to all the elements. I search for an icon box. Okay, let me slow down again. Like that. And I want to change this icon to a heart. So I search over here for heart. This one. Then I go for a title. Love for our clients. I think this text is perfect. Should not change anything about it. I can link it to somewhere, but I can also change the position. I want to bring the icon to the left. Like that. Then I go to the style. Change the color to orange, or it's a heart, make it red. I can change the spacing. I can decrease or increase the size of the heart. I think this is fine. I can rotate it. And then I go to the content and I want to change the title to white and the text description also to white. Then I want to remove the space over here. So at the icon, this is okay. Then so at content, the spacing, let's say 0. And I'm happy. So what I can do, I can duplicate this and now it's below each other. So I scroll down, I go to the, let me see, the icon box container. Then the overlapping container, so the whole container, and then I change the items from left to right. I click over here, I change the heart to Slack, and I say support for our clients. I want to make this text smaller, so I go to the content, typography. This is the title, 18, and the text. $12. I copy this, copy, right mouse click, paste the style, and voila. I want this to arrive in advanced from the right. So I go to the motion effects from the right after a half second. Yes. Then I go to the whole container. I increase the padding with 50. Uncheck. At the right and the left, I say 0. So that's how we can copy and paste an area and change the look and feel quite rapidly. But again, how does it look on a different device? And also here, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper. I will show you what else you can do. Okay. What we know by now, 50 everywhere. What I don't like is this area. So let me take a look at that in a minute. You know what? Let's do it right now. I want to Make the text a little bit smaller. Okay, what I want to do, I want to duplicate this whole area. Like that. Over here, I want to get rid of this, of this, of this, of this. Over here, I want to get rid of this area. Then I want to drag this over here to the left. This one too. Then I want to get rid of this container stuff. When I've done that, I want to drag this to the left again. Yes. Then I go to the overlapping container over here, go to the items, change this to 20, like that. So this is what I want to show on a tablet and on a smartphone. So over here, I go to advanced, this whole container, and then at responsiveness, I want to say, hide this on a tablet, but show it, sorry, hide this on a desktop, but show it on a tablet and show it on a mobile. And then to those two, I want to say, you know what, this whole container, I want to say exactly the opposite. Hide this on a tablet, and hide this on a smartphone. So what happens when I go to the normal screen? This area is what will be shown on the normal screen, and this is not what will be shown on the normal screen. But when I go to a tablet, those two will be hidden and this will be shown. And then I go to the mobile. This will not be shown. This will be shown. And this will also be shown. So let's see how that looks in real life. I scroll down. This is how it looks. I love it. I make it smaller. This is how it looks on a tablet. Okay. I see that. I think there's too much space over here. So on a tablet, I click here, advanced at the top. I say nothing. Wait. Uncheck this and then at the top, nothing. And then over here at the bottom, nothing. So I update it. Make it smaller. So it's a little bit too close maybe, but that's how it works. And then I go to smartphone. Perfect. Maybe a little bit more space over here. So smartphone. Image. Advanced. Margin top. 30. Update. Looking good. I think this is really close to the edge. I really don't like it. It's one of the first rules in the websites I make. There should be space around. Update. Are you guys happy? I hope you are. If you like what you're seeing so far, then please like this video. That will help me out a lot. You're already helping me out because the longer you watch, the better I will be found on the internet. And that's my goal. I want to be found a lot. Not that I'm lost, you know, I just want to be found. So feel free to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials. Okay. Let's continue with the homepage. Are you ready for the next container? Well, I am. I hope you are too. I scroll down. I can create a new one, or since the thing I want to create looks like something we already have, I can scroll up to this area and I duplicate it. So now I have two of those areas. I click here, I hold it, I drag it down and I place it here below. Double click or triple click. Why advantage? Question mark. And I go to advanced and bring this down. Like that. Double click over here. I call it, I say a client first approach to service and support. I don't need this text, so I hover over here, close it, close this one, and this one. I remove the button. And then in this container, I want to add 2 new containers. So I drag this one over here and I duplicate it and I want to have them side by side. Then I go to all the elements, I close this and I search for accordion. There it is. I drag it over here. I want to answer a few questions or tell something about my company. So I click over here and I call this one title 1. Over here, title 2. I can duplicate it a few times. So I have 3. And I have 4. Okay, so far so good. I click on an area and it opens and I can see the content. And of course you can fill in the content yourself. I can change the icon over here to something else, but I like the plus. And when you open it, it becomes a minus. That's also what I like, so I don't change it, but hey, you can do that. Then I go to the style. Let me open one so I can see what's going on. I can change the border width. So you see what the border is. You can change the color. Let's say 1, and I can make it really light. Then we have the title, this area. What I always do, I like to just choose a color to see which area is affected. So now I know, okay, when I change the background, this will be affected. Bring it back. With the color, I can do the same. Okay. The active color. So maybe I want to have the active color orange. For me, that's a little bit too much. So what I prefer, let me go to the icon. The active color, I want the active color of the icon to be orange. So when I click on the plus, only the plus, or in this case, the minus, will be orange. Let me go back over here to the title. Typography, I can change that. Unito. The stroke. Why would you want to change the stroke of the text? I don't know. I don't want that. The text shadow, you can have a shadow, and the padding 20. Then I go to the icon. What I like to do, I like to bring the icon to the right. I can change the color of the icon. But I'm okay with the current color. I can change the spacing, but that's only when you have this option available. Then the spacing is relevant. When you put this to the end, it's not. Then I go to the content background. Okay, the content background. The color of the content. The typography. The text shadow. And what I like to do is change the padding. Then uncheck this and I can increase the top and bottom, but I don't need to do this. It's already perfectly fine. I wanted to not 0. No, okay, let me turn this on. Then, yes, and then it will be by default a normal one. So I like this title 1, title 2, title 3, and 4, and I can have my text. Maybe make the text a little bit smaller. And the title also. Then at the right, I want to show something about the city where I operate, Amsterdam. So I use this image, and then there's a space over here, and I want to get rid of the space, so I need to go to the container settings. It's called 3 case studies. I call this one FAQ. And then I go to the items and I bring this one to 0. So they stick to each other. That's what friends do. That's what, okay, accordions do with images from Amsterdam. They stick together. So how does it look on a different device? By default, it looks nice. And by default, not by default, but I just need to bring this back to 0. And then for the smartphone, I can click over here, go to advanced and get rid of that image by going to responsive and say hide this on a mobile. Update. And a little bit more space. So advanced, top 50, bottom 50. Perfect. So what is the next step? Well, since people should become excited about your services, they should have an option to reach out to you, and you can make it easy for them by creating a form, contact form. So that's what we're going to do. I go to Elementor and then I say Command or Control E, and I can search for the dashboard. Then click over there, and then at once I go to the dashboard. Then I go to Plugins, Add New, and I want to search for WP Forms, and I will create a complete tutorial about it. So I will not take too much time over here, but we're going to make a great form. So I click on Install Now. It has a lot of installations, and the free version is amazing. I activate it, and then I can watch this video, but I will show you what you can do. So we're going to create our first form by clicking here, or go to WP Forms, Add New. And then I want to select a simple contact form, the second one. So I use this template. Okay, great. Then I can click over here. I can change this name, first, last. I go to advanced, and I want to have a placeholder. A placeholder text will appear within this area. So I say first name, last, last name. So as you see, it appears over here, and then I want to get rid of this text and this text. Like that. Then I go to email, I do the same thing. I copy this, I go to advanced, I place it, and then I check those two. And then with the third one, copy, advanced, paste the placeholder text and hide the label. I save this form. Then I close it. Now I want to use it within Elementor. But in order to do that and in order to style it, I need to have a plugin. And this is amazing. This is amazing about Elementor. If you go to Plugins, Add New, and you search for Elementor, there are a lot of free additions. So you can have extra elements within your free Elementor page builder by installing essential add-ons, for instance. So we're going to use this one, more than 1 million installations. What's the catch? Why do those people create this for free? Well, they all have a pro version, and they hope you get so excited about the free version that you'll buy the pro version. In this tutorial, we will make use of the free version. So I click on Install Now, and I activate it. Great. You can go for advanced or custom or basic. I go for basic. I click on next. And then over here, I can turn on the elements I want to use. For now, I click on next. I'm okay with that. Next, next, next. No thanks. Congratulations. And then I go to the elements over here, the second tab. So essential add-ons, then elements. And here I can enable them all or disable them all. And in order to keep our website fast, I can disable everything except for the things I want to use. So you see, not everything is active and not everything is in the free version, but I'm searching for the form stylers, and over here, WP Forms, I turn it on so we can see it in our Elementor page builder. I save the settings. Then I will go to the website, edit with Elementor. I scroll down, I click on the plus, I want to have one area, arrow down, and the style, gradient, dark blue, light blue with an angle of 90%. And at advanced, I want to have a top margin of 50 and a bottom margin of 50. Then I go to all the elements and I search for WP Forms. And you need to see the EA, because that means it's from essential add-ons. I drag it over here. Now I need to select the form we have. And there it is, a simple contact form, first name, last name. So here's the title. If I want to, I can get rid of it and it will be gone. Let me keep it. I want to turn off the description, the labels, and the placeholders. And then it looks like this. So I will turn back the placeholders. And then I go to the styling. The form max width, let's say 500. Then I want to bring it to the center. And again, I want to try this color to see what it is. Okay, there's the color. Now I know which area will be used. So there's more margin padding. You can play around with these settings, but I'm happy as it is. Then I go to the title and description. I bring that to the center, this title over here. And the text color is white. And I can change the text. Custom title, reach out to us. I go to the style, title, make sure it is Nunito. Make it a bit smaller maybe, and a bit thinner. Okay, and then it can be a bit bigger. Yes. Then I want to style the labels. No, not the labels, the input text area. So the background color, I can make it orange so I can see to which area it is applied. And then I want to make it black and transparent. Yes, like that. The text color, of course, is white. Then I want to have a border type that is solid. And I uncheck this, and the only area I want it to be at the button. And then the color should be white. We can have a border radius. As you see, I don't need it, so I say 0. And we can change the text indent, input width. So there's a lot you can do. And I'm actually happy with it. So I want to go to the placeholder, text color, white. Then I want to go to the submit button and I want the background to be orange. When I hover over it, I want it to be light blue. Sorry, something's not going right. The text color should be white. Yes, and when I hover over it, the background color should be blue. Yeah, that's what I want. So I think this looks beautiful. Submit, if you want to change the text over here, submit. Let's say Command E. Go to the dashboard. Collapse this. I say no thanks. And I go to the screen options and I remove the WP Forms area. And then I can go to WP Forms. Select the form. Go to this button over here. And I can change the text submit to send or something else. And then if I save it, it will change. So I go to the home page. This is the page we have created. I scroll down, see if everything is okay. Reach out to us. First name, last name. Korpershoek. That's my last name in Dutch. In English, I don't know. Korpershoek, just Korpershoek. I wish I would start it with a different channel name. Trevor Sampson, something like that. But when I did it, I really thought like doing that, calling myself Trevor Sampson. But I was afraid that I would get an identity crisis, not knowing who I am anymore, because my real name is Ferdy. So I'm happy. I just call myself Ferdy, and that's who I am. Ferdy. Ferdy. Okay, I'm really happy with this, and yeah. Let's go to the homepage again. Close this. Before we continue, we need to check if everything looks great on every device. Yes, and on the mobile. So far, so good. But here it doesn't look that well. So, okay. And over here, we're going to take a look at this area later in a few minutes. But first I edit the website with Elementor. I scroll down, I go to the container. And by now I hope you know what you should do. We go over here to the mobile view. And if this area is at the edge, what should you do? What would you do? I go to advanced. Should you choose margin or padding? Margin creates a space outside of this area. So if I would increase the margin, there will be a white area around it. So margin is for the space outside of this area, and padding is for the space inside of this area. So if I make this 50, then everything will be brought 50 pixels at the inside. And that's what we want. Update. Let's take a look. And everything can be adjusted. Pixel perfect. I'm happy. We have created the homepage using Elementor, and I think it is time to take a look at what we can do with the Blocksy theme. We have the free Blocksy theme, we have the free page builder called Elementor, and I think we have already learned a lot on how to create pages using Elementor, but now I want to get everything out of the Blocksy theme, and it's a lot that you can get out of it. So let's get to that right now. So what I want to do now, I want to take a look at the header. Right now we have a simple logo, a menu, and a search area, and when we scroll down, nothing happens. So let's take our header to the next level by clicking on the customizer. I hold Command, so I open it in a new tab. I bring this to the left. So here I can see the result of what I'm creating over here. So before we do that, let me show you what we can do with the colors. If I go to the colors here, we have this palette. And if I would change that to this one, look at that. The whole style would change. Like that. I bring it back because that's really nice. And if we want to go to the header, we can go to the header over here. Then we see those 9 areas. I talked about them before. So here I have elements. If I drag this over here, I can drag it to the left, to the center, to the right. Then our main menu or our main header, and then the lower header. So there are 9 places. So if I would bring this over here, it will be there. I can bring the menu to the center. I can remove the search area, especially when you have a small website in the beginning. You probably don't need the search area. So I click on the button, I can make it bigger. I can change the link URL. I can change the text, of course. Get started or reach out, whatever you want to do. And then we can open it in a new tab or set the link to no follow. I can go to design. Awesome. But I can also bring the button over here. And then we have a new layer. So let's not do that. What I want to do, I want to go back and I want to add my social media accounts at the top. And I want to have some HTML text over there. If I click on it, I can adjust the content and the style. So here the content, I can say, call us plus 316 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I can make this a link. Command K. Hashtag. And then I can stretch the container. Then I can go to design. And for now it's okay, but what I also can do over here, top row, I can go to design, change the background to dark color, then go to HTML, design, change the first color to white. The link is blue. If I hover over it, it becomes orange. You can do whatever you want to do with that. You can also make it orange. When people hover over it, it becomes blue. So easy. And then with this one, I can select it over here, or I can click on the 3 dots next to it, go to design, change the icons to white, and then when I hover over it to orange. And then I think, yeah, the header is a little bit high. I want to decrease it. I click on the top row, change the height. Great. Then there's another area. And then it's the area below. And also there you can add more stuff. So you can be really creative with this. I have a tutorial, or I will have a tutorial on the Blocksy theme, and I will dive deeper into this. But for me, this is perfect. So I get rid of the search area, and then I can go to header. So let me go back, publish it, refresh. This is our header. Okay. Before I continue, go to header, HTML text, design, make it a bit smaller. And then at the top row, also make it a bit smaller. And then I can go to the socials. I can change the icon size, publish, refresh. So I go back, and then I go to the header, to headers, and there I can click on the global header, and I can make the global header sticky. So now if I scroll down, this area will stick with us. So if I click on publish and I refresh this, this stays sticky. So this area is only at the top. This will be sticky with us. What I also can do, I can say that the top and the main row should both be sticky. So now everything scrolls with us. Only the color changes. I can change the color when I scroll. So let me show you how. I go back to the top row, design, and at the sticky state, I also want to have a dark color. This option appeared at the moment I decided here at headers, this selection should be made. So I refresh it again. Now everything will stick with us and the colors will stay the same. There are more options if you have all rows, also the third row, you can all let them stick with you, or only the main and bottom row, or only the top row. That can also be the case. The sky's the limit, as I said before. I only want to do the main row. Click on publish. I'm happy with that. And there are effects. I can be slide down like that, or fade. There can be an offset. So after, let me see, after 111 pixels, then it will appear. So not yet, not yet, not yet. Now. And then there will also be an offset over here, which is awesome. Well, I think if you make this 20, it can look nice. So I scroll down. There it appears. It's interesting. So that's what you can do. I bring it back to default, no offset, and I enable it on all devices. So that's the first thing you can do. What else can we do? Look at this. We can make our header transparent. So I click on transparent. Now something changes, as you see. I want to add some conditions first. I close everything. I only want to have this option on the home page. So I add a display condition. And it says that I only want to show this on the front page. Over here, save the conditions. So if I click on publish and I refresh this, right now it looks like this, but when I go to the about page, it will have the normal header. If I go to the home page, it will have the other header. Yes. Okay. I enable it everywhere, you know what, not on the smartphone. Okay, publish. What I need to do now, I need to go to this header, the main row, and then I go to design, and it says that on a transparent state, it has no background, which is exactly what I want. What I can do, I can make it dark, and a little bit visible, like that. That's what we can do. We don't need to do that, but we can. Let me show you for a second how that will look. And then I need to go to the logo. And the logo also has a few new options on a transparent state. So right now I want to have a different logo, of course. So I select the light logo. And in order to get it, I go to upload files. select files, you need to have a white logo with exactly the same aspect ratio, the same amount of pixels. Then it looks like that. And when I scroll, it's still white. So I need to go to the sticky state logo and then I change it to the darker one again. And then when I scroll down, it changes like that. And that is amazing. Then I go to the menu, design, and on a transparent state, the color should be white. When I hover over it, orange. And on the sticky state, it should be dark. When you hover over it, orange. Also over here, let's make it dark blue. So on the sticky state, it looks like this. When I scroll down, it starts to look like this. This should also become orange, I guess. So I click on the button, design, change the hover to orange. Okay, since I've done that, I want to bring back the main row design to completely transparent, not a black area. And actually, I don't want to use the header, the top header. So let me refresh this. Yes, but now this is interfering with each other. So I need to edit the page with Elementor. Then I go to the navigator because maybe I cannot select it anymore because the menu is in front of it. Then I can select it over here. I go to advanced. And at the padding top, I can say 100. And that makes me happy. So now there's space. If I scroll down, it appears like that. I'm happy with this, but as I said, I don't want to use this header. So I go to the customizer. At the top row, I get rid of HTML and socials. Publish. Close it. And now it looks like this. Exactly what I want. And that you can do this with a free theme amazes me. And that you can do all this with a free page builder also amazes me. But again, how does it look on a different device? Okay, it looks like that. Not in the branding of our website, not in the style. Okay, how can we change that? We go to the customizer. Then I go to the header. Look at this. When I go to the tablet view, I see the tablet/mobile header. So here I can change the header. So I can have different items over here. I can have the mobile menu, but I also can have a button and then it will appear over here. I can have socials like that. I can have an HTML text with anything I want to say. And on a tablet, I can still have the logo over here and the trigger, but I also can have other menus. So I can also bring this to the center. It's all up to us. What do we want to do? If I click on the trigger, I can make it bigger. I can change the outline, make it solid, change the colors, of course, decide where I want to display the label, if I want to have a label. So I can say, you should have a menu on the tablet. So there are a lot of nice options over here. I can change the logo or the icon. And then at design, I can change the color. When I hover over it, it looks like that on any state. So sticky, transparent, etc. So how does it look on a mobile? Like that, I think this is perfect. So let's take a look at the menu. I go to the off canvas area. I go to design, and right now the background is dark. I want to make it blue in the style of our website. Then I want to go to general. I can also show it as modal, so it will be over the whole width. I want it to be a side panel, left or right. I can change the width. How about 76? The alignment should be in the center, vertically, or at the bottom, at the top, horizontally. And then when I go to the mobile menu, I can also go to design. By the way, I can change this arrow to a plus, arrow down like that. And then I can increase the spacing. I can change the border design. So let's go over here and choose Nunito, because that's the font for all my headers. Less bold. It's really bold right now. I can make it uppercases. And then maybe make it a little bit less big, smaller. Okay, I publish it. I refresh the page. If I make it smaller, it looks like that. I'm actually happy with how things look. The divider, change the color and stuff. So that's how you can optimize your header for all devices. That is what we have done. And I think it looks fantastic, except for this area. So let's take a look at that. Customize. We go to the header and I go to the menu and I scroll down and I see the drop down options. So when I hover over it, the drop down appears. I can also say click. Then I need to click and then it will appear. But I want to go to hover. And let's go to design again to find out what the colors are. Let's change this to green, to orange, so I really know which area is affected. Okay. Then I go to general and let me see, if I hover over it, nothing happens to the background. Okay, the default state is white. When I hover over it, let's make it blue. So it becomes blue. And then the default state, let's make it dark blue, and dark blue. Like that. Then I want to make the font uppercase. Okay. When I hover over here, I want the background to change. I want this to be orange when I hover over it, or a blue, light blue, and then this area white. So let me go to general, change this to solid color. So when I hover over it, you see that the background color changes. Now we can go to design. Yes, and now we can go make it orange. Yes, and then I want to make this white. Yes. Awesome. You can use different colors, of course. So now everything looks great. I think you can be really proud of yourself, what you've created so far. If I go to a different page, it looks like that. It all looks fine. Beautiful. We have a great header. We have a great homepage. We're going to create a new page, but I want to show you a few ways on how to be more efficient in Elementor, because the more efficient you are, the more time you will save, and time is money. So you'll save money, and with that money you can do other things, whatever you want to do. And it's nice when you can make a website faster. So let's go to the next page and I will show you how to work really progressive. So let's go to the second page, the About page, and let me show you how you can speed up your workflow. So the first thing, I want to edit this page. And when I've done that, I want to edit it with Elementor. So the Elementor page builder will start. Great. And now, you know, the first thing we should do again here left at the bottom, settings, and change the page layout to Elementor full width. Okay. I'm talking about speeding up your workflow. What I can do now, I can hit Control E or Command E. Then I search for homepage. And then I click over here. Wait, let me update first. Command E, home, or home, even better, home. And then I click here, and then we go directly to the Elementor page builder within the homepage. And now if I go to the navigator, I can copy this hero, right mouse click, copy. Then I say Command E and I go to the about page. There I go. Right mouse click, paste, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. So now I can change this text. I can change the image. I don't need this area, so I go to the navigator again. Remove. Then here I can change the text. So let's say we are one big happy family. And I can create a text over here. And over here I change the text. Apply for a job. And if you would have jobs over here and then a 7 after that, like this. And it's really the case that you have 7 places for people that can apply for a job. Then it looks like you're a really big company, and that can also give the visitors some trust, like, hey, those guys know what they're doing. So we are one big happy family. We like what we're doing, are passionate and skillful. And then people can apply for a job. And then over here, I can change the image. And if I want to make use of free images, I can search for pixabay.com. And here I can use all these images, save them, and don't show any credentials. So I search for people, work. If I see something I like, I can use that image on my website. But keep in mind, those images are free, and that's why the quality is a little bit worse than when you go to something like iStock. So if we would go to 30corp.com/iStock photo, hit enter, photo, then we can find really high quality images. So if I would search for people, work, those images are way better. So you can download the image, and if you take a look, or I have this one already, or I can get this for free since I'm new. It's all Dutch over here. I don't know why. So I can sign in. And then this one would cost one credit. That's around $9. And maybe you think, what? $9 for a picture? Yes, but keep in mind that thousands of people can potentially visit your website. And when the quality of the website is great, it will pay back itself. If you go to apple.com, look at this image, high quality, image, high quality, image, 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 image. If all those images were lousy and stupid and ugly, the website would look ugly and not professional. So high quality images are really important. So if I go to my photos, my download history, I like to use this image. I can download it. Always rename it. Digital Marketing Amsterdam. Then I go to Elementor, click over here, and then I go to Finder. I drag it over here, copy, paste, and then I click on Insert Media. I can also make the image smaller. Right now it's 573 kilobytes. If I would change it to 1281, I go back, then it's only 200 kilobytes. So it's lighter now. And over here, I can create some space at the right. Like that. Okay, so that's how you can copy and paste things and then save yourself some time. Let me show a few other things on how you can make a nice website and use Elementor. Let me have 2 columns, and I can drag it a little bit like that. Over here, I want to have an image. So I search for an image. And then again, I go to iStock. I can grab this image. Let me show you what else we can do. Oh, sorry. Download again. Rename Digital Marketing Rotterdam, because people are searching for Rotterdam and then eventually they can go to our company in Amsterdam. Or you have multiple places where you have your own company and then they can go to Digital Media Rotterdam, to your company in Rotterdam. So click over here, upload files, select files, downloads, most recent one. And it's 20 megabytes. That's a lot, but it will be made smaller automatically by WordPress. So that's nice, but we can make it even smaller. So I click on edit the image. It's 374, which is quite okay. But now I want to crop it. I want to make an aspect ratio of 4:3. Why is it not working like that? Maybe because I already have a crop over here. So let me edit it again. No crop, 4:3. And now it's working. And now if I click on crop, yes, I have the 4:3 aspect ratio, so I cannot make it a different aspect ratio. Now I can select a certain area. And then I can click on crop, save. Now it's 302 kilobytes. I insert the media and now I can do something nice. First, I can make the image smaller. And then if I'm here at the style, I can go to a box shadow. I can give this a shadow, but I can also make the shadow really harsh. So I can make the, okay, let me go to this button. I go to the style, to this color. Then I copy this color, Command C or Control C. Then I go over here to style. Below, I go to the box shadow. At the color, I paste it. Now I can say -5, -5, get rid of the blur, and then it looks like that. So if I would say -10, -10, you have a nice effect like that. And then over here, I can have a heading. Let me save it. I drag this heading over here. Who we are. Then I can have a divider if I want to. Drag it here below. Make it 214 pixels, solid. If I go to the style, I can remove the gap to nothing. Change the color to blue. Change the thickness. To 3. Then I go to advanced, uncheck the margin. And at the top, I bring it a little bit closer, 10. And then I can have a text. And I can type this text. Something like that. And then I can duplicate this, drag it over here, change the text, get started. I can change the style to dark blue. When you hover over it, it can become orange. Okay. Then I click on the whole section. I go to advanced, and at the top, I would like to say, give me some space. Also at the bottom. Then I want to have a new area. Like that. I want to change the height to 500 pixels. And I go to this area. I want to go for a nice image. This one. Download it. Web Design Amsterdam. There I go again. I go to the style, background type, image, upload, select files. There it is. Open. Copy, paste. Edit the image. Change it to 90/20. Scale. Back. And now it's 430 kilobytes. I insert it. I want to change the size to cover. So as much as possible will be fitted in this picture. I change the attachment to fixed, like that. And then I update it. Then I say Command E, home. And then I want to copy this area. Copy, Command E, about. And over here I want to paste it, get rid of this, this, and this. And then over here at the container, advanced, uncheck this. I want to bring it closer to the image above, so you get a nice effect. So that can be the portfolio, who we are, and then this area. With this image, we can also go to Style, Background Overlay, and then we can choose a gradient. Increase it. And then if we want to, we can have a heading over here. Our focus is your growth, or your growth is our focus or goal. And then I can go to this area, layout, bring things to the center, and the center. I change the text color to white. And then advanced, I can also bring this closer to the center of this area and this area, like that. So that's how we can create a page. I went a little bit faster. I hope you don't mind. Let's take a look. How does it look? Oh, click over here. Advanced, uncheck, 50, 50. Click over here, advanced, at the left, 40. And this looks great. Okay, let's go to the hero for mobile. Increase this a little bit more. Like that. Over here, 40. No. Only at the top. And then 0 over there. Click over here, bring it to the center. Let's see, sorry, content over there. And then this all looks fine. So now it's optimized for all devices. Let's take a look and close all this stuff. And then it looks like this. I think it's amazing. So what can we do now? Since you know a little bit about Elementor, there are tons of ways on how you can make money using a website or knowing how to make websites. You can do that for a living, but you can also sell designs. So if you become really good in making websites, you can sell your designs. So if you want to sell this, you can go to Elementor. You know, it's optimized for all devices. Make sure you don't have any copyrighted images in it. And then you can click over here and save this as a template. So I can now call this one about or advantage media about page with a nice dash in between. Save it. And now I go to all my saved templates and I can click over here and I can export it. And there it is. I can rename this to advantage media about page. Only 15 kilobytes and I can import this somewhere else. So let me remove it right now, delete. And then I click on the eye. Great, this is the home page. This is our about page. And if we go to the services page, I can edit the page, edit with Elementor. And if I want to import a template first, I can make this a full width page, update. Then I can click on the folder in the center over here, click on this icon, select the JSON file we just created, 15 kilobytes, open it. I want to import without enabling. And then I want to insert it. And I don't apply these settings. So now I cannot import these images because they're copyright protected. And that's how you can sell your designs, and people can insert it and then they can change the information really quick. So I can click over here 3 times. What can we do for you? I can change the text here. I make the text a bit smaller. Advanced. At the right, I make this 40. Get started. Who we are. What is our approach? Question mark. And then I can change this text. I can change this image in the background. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I update it, and in that way you can speed up your workflow. If you want to download all the pages I use in this tutorial, I give them to you for free. You can go to 30corp.com, then to templates. Then when you fill in your first name and your email address, click on give me the package. I'm from Europe, so I need to consent with this. I click on subscribe. Okay, now I need to go to my email account. Okay, then I click here on my email, get the template pack. And then we can click on download the template pack. There it goes. And you can also go to all templates. And there you can find templates for Elementor, the free version, pages like these, or Elementor Pro. Then you can import pages like this. In my opinion, beautiful pages. Even if you have a web shop, I can show you how to create, import something like this, or headers. So you can click on headers. And then when you scroll, things change and you just have to change the colors and stuff. So that's what you can do. I close this, this and this. Then I open this, and there they are, the Advantage website. So let me click on the eye. Then I go to the contact page. I edit the page. Then I go to edit with Elementor. The first thing I want to do, I want to change the settings page layout to Elementor full width. Update. Then I click on this folder icon. I click on this icon to upload a JSON file or a zip file. And then I go to downloads, this folder Advantage, and I go for the contact page, 3 kilobytes. And I say import without enabling, the red one. Keep in mind that you need to have WP forms, which we use on the homepage. So I click on insert, don't apply the settings of the page. And there it is. And I see there's no form. So I click over here. I need to select this form, and now it works. Update. So this is for free, but what I said before, you can learn how to create beautifully designed pages and sell them on your website. And then I will also have tutorials on, I already have them on how to sell digital products on your website using WooCommerce. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I really like making a website like this using the Blocksy theme and Elementor. And if I open this page, this is how it looks. And of course I can change the information over here, and I can change the form. So we have the home page, and I also have a template for that. So you can import this page completely. The about page, the services page, the contact page. So let's take a look at the case studies. Party people in the house, are you still having fun? I hope you are. I hope you are excited. I do my best to create the best tutorials possible. And what I also can do, I can also make the longest tutorials possible, like 10 hours. But I don't want to do that because that will scare people off if they see learn how to make a website and it's 10 hours long. So what I do, I take a look at all the basic things people need to know. I put it in this tutorial, but not everybody wants to have case studies in their website. It's just the way it is. Some people don't want that. So what I did, I created a separate tutorial for that. Otherwise, another 30 minutes will be added. And maybe not everybody wants to make use of those 30 minutes. So if you want to learn how to create a case study portfolio area in your website, you can click on the link over here. Yes, I've been working out. Thank you. What time is it? Okay. Or you can go to the link in the description. Let's continue. This is how it looks as an end result. I can go to marketing, rebranding, web design. If I click on one of those, I can see the content. And then below, I see related projects. Great. Let me go to the blog page. There I am again, because the same thing goes for the blog page and the blog post. Creating a blog post and optimize it for the search results and adding rank math. And you can do so much things with it, and that can be a tutorial that's 2 hours long. So what I will do, I will create a tutorial. So if you want to learn how to create a blog post, you can click over here or go to the link in the description. And then when you follow that, you can go back to this tutorial and follow along again. If you don't want to have a blog post, you can just keep watching, because I will skip that part because not everybody wants to have that. I don't want my tutorials to be too long. Yes, I hope you are not mad at me, because when people are mad at me, it's hard for me. Even when people are mad at me for a reason that I not agree with, then I still feel like, oh no, somebody's not happy with me. Actually, I should have not become a YouTuber if I am vulnerable for that. But yeah, I feel like I'm sharing my heart with you, and it feels good to open up, you know, even though it's through YouTube. Okay, I can imagine that you sometimes think, okay, are you serious or are you weird? What's going on? Okay, this is just who I am. I like what I'm doing, and sometimes I just do something like that. So we're gonna skip the blog thing. If you want to learn how to do it, follow the tutorial, and let's continue now. If you follow the tutorial and you refresh the page, it will look like this. Beautiful overview with all the blog posts. I will show you in that tutorial step by step how you can create those. If I click over here, I go to one of the blog posts, and this is how I made it look. And I'll teach you how to create a blog post like this with images, links, how to format the text, how to write a converting blog post. This blog post makes me money through advertisements and through people that click on the link about ConvertKit, and then I make money and I help them. Great way to make money, affiliate marketing. I also have tutorials about that. Then through this beautiful theme Blocksy, we can display information about ourselves. We have a related post and people can leave a reply. So since you have case studies and blog posts, maybe it's a great idea to put them on your homepage. And in order to do that, I go to the backend. We need to have another plugin for that. I also downloaded that already in that other tutorial, but if you have not followed that tutorial, let me show you. I go to plugins, add new. I search for Live Mesh. And it's Live Mesh Elementor. You need to install it and activate it. Then we go back to the homepage, add it with Elementor. And as I said in the other tutorial, I already did it. So I remove everything I have over here. And then I search for grid, and I need to have posts grid. I drag it over here. Okay. Then I go to the navigator. I want to drag it below the text editor. Oh man, I love how simple everything is. Then I click over here and I change posts. I close that and I click on the plus. I choose portfolio. So I choose my portfolio items. Then I go to settings and I remove this text and I uncheck the filterable question mark area. Then I go to content again. I make this a little bit wider. I collapse this I go to the post content, and I only want to check the first one and the fifth one. I go over it a little bit quick because I have a tutorial where I show you that. So this area and then the title. This size of the image can be smaller as long as you see that the quality is high, because right now with 300 or 150, you see it becomes worse. So I think also with 300, it still looks great, and then your website will load faster because the images you load are smaller. So if I would say Shift Command 4 on a Mac, okay, it's 400 pixels wide. This one is 300. So I choose 700, and then you have really high quality images. Then I go to the post query and I choose to show just 3 posts. Update. So we've created this really fast. And if I click on them, I go to that case study. Then I scroll down. I want to add my recent blog post over here, but you know, I want to have dark areas and then light areas, dark areas. And I want to have a light area for my blog post. So I need to have another dark area. So I go to Elementor, scroll down. Over here, I click on the plus. One area with the arrow down. I go to the style. You know by now how I will have my background. 90. And then I go to the elements and I drag this heading over here. And it can be a nice blog post. I have a blog post, it can be a nice quote. So, your growth is our focus. I have it already somewhere else in the website, but I'm totally fine with that. Okay, then I go to the style, make the text white. I can make it a little bit bigger. Then I go to this area, container layout. I want to make it higher. Let's say 500. And then at items, I bring it to the center and to the center. Then I go to style, overlay, and then I choose an image. This one. I make it cover and fixed. And I decrease the opacity. Okay. And then I want to have a new area. Arrow down with a heading. Style. Bring this back to this one, or let's say that one. Okay, I bring it to the center. And then I go for the grid again. And I do the same thing. I go to settings, remove this, and uncheck this. Content, 3 items. And then here at post content, I only check the first one and the 5th one. And I change this to 768. Then I click over here and I say blog, make the text a bit smaller. Increase the margin at the top. Or I go to this area and I increase the padding. Then I go to the responsive mode. This is fine. This is not. So here I say 50 everywhere. Let me see, click over here. Okay, what I want to do, I don't want to show, I want to show 3 in a row. Also over here, so what I can do, I can duplicate this. Then over here, I go to advanced. And then responsive. I say, hide it on the desktop. Or not, hide it on a tablet. And then this one, I say hide it on a desktop. And then at content, I say show only 2 blog posts. I do the same over here. Duplicate it. This one is only for the desktop. And this one is for the smartphone. So hide it. Let me see. Yes. And over here again, I say 2. So what I say, this area with 3 case studies is only for the desktop, and this area with 2 is only for the smartphone and the tablet. So if I go to the smartphone, I see 2 below each other. Also here 2 below each other. Update. We see 3. We see 3. Here we see 2. And here we see 2. I like it. So that's how it works. Let's go to the homepage. Okay, people, we're coming to an end of this tutorial. And what we're going to create right now is the footer, the finishing touch. And of course, we're going to take a look if everything is optimized for all devices. And after that, I will give you some follow-up tutorials because there's so much more to do in WordPress world. You can create a web shop. You can sell a course. You can create a Facebook page. You can optimize your website for the search results. And I have tutorials about all those things for free on my YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe. And I always say that the best is yet to come. I do my best to create better and better tutorials. So feel free to do that. And now let's create our footer. In order to create a beautiful footer, we need to download or activate something. In order to do that, I go to the backend and then I go to Blocksy, to extensions. And then here at the free extensions, I turn on trending posts. And also a few nice widgets. Then I go to the website. I click on customize. And now we can create our footer. I scroll down all the way and this is what we have. It looks a little bit weird, but these are trending posts. And this is hidden. So let me configure this. I can click on edit or I just go over here to extensions, trending posts. And then first I want to go to design. Let's change the background. And then I want to change the font color. When I hover over it, I want to make it orange. I can increase or decrease the space. 20 is okay with me. Over here, I make sure that it is Nunito. And then I go to general again. I can say trending now. I can change the text. I can show the recent posts or trending posts or portfolio items. Let's do that. Portfolio items. Case studies. Trending from all time. So the ones that are clicked on the most, visited the most, those will appear over here. And it will not be visible on the phone. Great. Publish. Then I want to edit this area. So I click on edit. There we go. So we have the bottom row settings. And I want to change the design. First, I want to change the background color to a darker one. So this dark one, but then even darker, like that. Then I click on copyright on this area. I go to design and I change the font color to white. And then the links also to white. And when you hover over the link, it is orange. And then over here, I say open sans. It's already the case and I make it a little bit smaller. Then a general, I bring it to the center. I can change the text. I remove the copyright. I like the year. So when it's a new year, it will automatically change. Then I want to have a pipe over here. The site title, pipe, Then I remove all this. And then I can have a few links. I can say website made by Verdi Corpus hook. And over here I can make it a link, https Verdi Corpus hook.com. Open it in a new tab. Okay. What else can I do? Over here I can say disclaimer and privacy policy. I can create pages about that. I say Command Control K, and then I can say / disclaimer, but then I need to create that page. And privacy policy / privacy - policy. And if you want to learn how to work with that, you can Google, you can hire someone to do it for you, or you can search for create disclaimer pages for website. And there are tutorials for that. Okay, well then we have 2 more areas and I want to make use of this one. I have to say before this was a smoother experience. Right now it's a little bit clunky. I don't know why WordPress did that, but hey, I think it will become better in the future. Let me walk you through it. I go back and then I have a lot of areas. So let me go back one more time. I go to footer. Then we have all these areas and then we have widget area 1, 2, 3. Before, first I want to show you that there are 3 areas right now. And if I would click over here, I can change it to 4, 5, 6. And when I do that, you see them change over here. And in all those areas, I can drag these things. The footer menu, socials, widget area. So I go to the middle row, editing area, and I want to have 3 columns, evenly divided or divided like this. So a small one at the left, at the right, and a big one in the middle. But I want to have this one. 2 small ones, 25% each, and then one of 50%. I can change the column spacing, widget spacing. It's time to add drag some areas. So the widget area 1 is over here. I release it. Widget area 2 over here, and then widget area 3 over here. Okay, before we continue, I go to the middle row to design. I want to change the background to dark blue. But now we have dark blue and dark blue. So what I can do, design, I scroll down, top row divider, this beautiful line over here, which I want to be white. Okay, then I have widget area 1. And if I click on it, I should see something over here. And this is what I mean with clunky. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, I got this. Then I click on the plus and then I see a mini Gutenberg editor. If I click on browse all, I installed Cadence blocks. So now I can make use of all these blocks. So I can have a page break, a calendar, our latest comments, latest posts. So I just want to have a simple image. So I search for image and I click over here. And now I can upload an image or I can go to the media library. I want to have my logo in white. So I go to advantage, that logo, I select it and voila, there it goes. And in this widget area, I can have multiple widgets. So this over here is one widget. So if I click on the plus, I can have a text widget or a paragraph widget. So let me go to the dummy text generator. And you can place some text about your company. I paste it, but I don't see it. Why? Because at design, I need to say that the font color is white and the link color also white. And when I hover over it, it becomes orange. Okay. Then I can go to widget area 2. And this time I click on the plus and I want to go for a menu. So I go for the navigation menu. I need to select one. There it goes, really dark. So first I want to create a title, quick links. And then also here over design, I can make them white. Or I go to this whole area, design, and I say that all the titles should be white. and all the fonts colors should be white. And when I hover over things, it can be, links can be white. And when I hover over it, it can be orange. So that's how you can do that. I click on publish. But I think the text is a little bit big. So I can click over here. This for the title. Make it a bit bigger, make it uppercase. Okay, and then for the fonts, I can make it a bit smaller. Like that. I like it. Then the third area, widget area 3, I want to have a special plugin for that. So I click on publish. I close this. I close this. Then I go to the backend, to plugins, add new. And I search for a recent post with thumbnail. I'm searching for Kybernetic. There it is. A lot of installations. Install now. Activate it. Now I go to the website, to the customizer. I scroll down. Okay. And then in the third area, these are the settings. So let me go back. I click over here. Click on the plus. And then I search for a recent post with thumbnails. There it is, because we downloaded that. You see a lot of options. And by default, it looks like that. Well, it's quite nice. So I can say blog or recent posts. Posts. How many do I want to show? Let's say 3. Otherwise, there will be a lot of space over here, which is not used. So when I say 3, it's better. Open a new window, no. Order, descending, just based on the newest blog post. And I do want to show the date. So over here, it will be shown. No excerpt. I can choose to show a certain category. Do I want to show the thumbnail? Well, if I would say 300 by 300, I'll get a weird aspect ratio. So I say thumbnail, and that looks better. I can change the size here manually. And I think it's great like this. Okay. Right now, it's not evenly divided. 25%, 25%, 50. So I want to divide it equally. So I go to the middle row and bring it back to equally. Maybe over here, edit. I can bring it to the center. Also here. Great. That's how we have created our footer. And now I want to go up, and then I need to scroll up all by myself. I don't want that. So I can go back. I can go back to some general options. And then here we see scroll to top. And then there's that button. And if I click over here, I can change the arrow. I can change the design. So let's make the background blue, the icon color white. When I hover over it, it can be orange. And I want to change it to this arrow. I can change it to a circle. I can do a lot of things. So that's how you can do that. Publish. And ladies and gentlemen, we have created an amazing website. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations with your website. Congratulations with following through. I'm happy for you, and I wish your company or whatever you do, whatever you created the website for, the best of luck. And I hope you will reach a lot of people. So what is the next thing you should do? What you can do? Well, I have a few tutorials. As I said, I don't want to create a 10-hour long tutorial. I rather have specific subjects because not everybody wants to follow every subject. So let me show you a few tutorials I suggest you follow if you want to take it to the next level. The first one is Rank Math tutorial. Rank Math is a tool that will help you to optimize your website for the search engine results. So here's mine. And if you don't see me on number 1, you can say space 30 and I probably will be number 1. So that's one you can do. This one is 2 years old. This one is 5 months old. What else? Maybe you want to sell things on your website. Well, then there's the WooCommerce tutorial. And again, if I'm not number 1, you can say 30 after that, but I'm still number 1. This is a newer one. So choose one of those. I should choose this one. What else? ConvertKit. Maybe you want to build an email list, get subscribers. I made a lot of money building an email list, giving something away for free. For instance, my free templates. And then I built an email list, and then where there was something I could sell to them with some discount, I send an email to all my people. Sometimes I make a lot of money in a short amount of time using my email list. And using this ConvertKit tutorial, 2.5 hours, I show you step by step how you can get started. I don't know why it doesn't have that much views, maybe because I'm a WordPress related channel. This is crazy what you can learn over here. So I highly suggest you watch that one if you're interested in it. And then of course there is affiliate marketing, selling other people's products. And when people buy through your unique affiliate link, you get a commission, an amazing way to help people and make money. I have 2 tutorials about it. This is affiliate marketing in general. And this one is affiliate marketing for when you want to make a website. So you already have a website. If you want to turn it into a affiliate marketing machine, you can watch this tutorial. And also here, I don't get it, why I don't get that much views, but hey, so be it. Maybe it will come. This one, for instance, after a time, all of a sudden I got a lot of views. So it looked like I was less heavy over there. That's true. So those are a few follow-up tutorials. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you'll learn a ton of stuff and good luck with your website. One more time, feel free to like this video and subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. And then I hope you have a great day and a great life. Bye-bye.